your 4-year senior manager, Miss Julie Williams. Up next, we have manager Becca Clark. Becca has been a 3-year manager of the Forrest Rocket football team. Her parents are Lori Clark and Charles Clark. Her plans upon graduation are to attend Austin Peay University and obtain a degree in nursing. She hopes to one day travel as a medical missionary. Football manager Becca Clark. And last but certainly not least, we have your Forrest Rocket cheerleaders. Up first, we have Miss Aspen Grubbs. Aspen has been a 4-year member of the Forrest Rocket cheerleading team. Her parents are Chris Grubbs and Charity and Michael Bandito. And her plans after graduation are to attend Western Kentucky University and be on the cheer team there. Miss Aspen Grubbs. Up next, we have Miss Sarah Armstrong. Sarah has been a 3-year member of the Forrest Rocket cheerleading team. Her parents are Brian and Rhonda Armstrong. And Sarah's plans after graduation are to become an aesthetician.
Okay, we're going to try not to touch this.
Miss Sarah Armstrong.
Our bacon wire and bubble gum are hopefully holding. Okay.
And finally, we have Miss Courtney Falconberry. Courtney has been a 1-year member of the Forrest Rocket cheerleading team. Her parents are Mike Falconberry and Anna Falconberry. Her plans after graduation are to go to college to become a nurse anesthetist. Miss Courtney Falconberry. Forrest Rocket fans, let's hear it one more time for our senior night honorees.
And welcome in to the Rock. Murray E. Holton Memorial Field. It is senior night as the pregame festivities closing here as we have honored our seniors here this evening. Troy Cash and Ricky Sweeney, soon to be joined by Noble Mays. Apologize, we had a few technical difficulties getting on here, so would have loved to have provided you all of that, had every intention of providing the whole ceremony for you, but we're going to mention these fine young men and young ladies throughout the evening. And Ricky, for them, bittersweet time tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's a great night for it. The weather's cooperating with them, and it's always a tradition here at Forrest to honor the seniors in their respective sports, their respective extracurricular activities here tonight, and there's a large number of them out there, and congratulations to them. A lot of them going on to college, looking for degrees. I saw a lot of engineering degree hopeful young men and women out there, so we want to wish them well and on their way to a great life after this football season is over.
Most definitely, and for them, of course, here tonight, the senior football players, they want to go out with a bang here on senior night, and Ricky, we all know, need to go out with a bang here tonight. They need a win here tonight to keep their faint playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, is there? I've got 6 teams in our region. Is that correct?
Correct.
And do I have the standings correct?
Hang on. Yes, I do. And I had written down. I'll be honest with you. Okay, let's get into that here in just a sec. While everybody's coming off the field, I want to mention real quickly, and like I say, apologize. We had a few issues getting on here, but hopefully we'll be able to stay on with you throughout the evening. Recognize these young men and young ladies. Yeah. The senior players, Chris Davis, Tayton Swift, Smeek Patel, Brenton Burchell, Micah McClendon, Tyler Ayers, Levi Van Patten, Riley Durbin, Jordan Bishop, and Mikey Stoddard. And your support staff, Colton Blue, Julie Williams, and Becca Clark. Senior cheerleaders, Aspen Grubbs, Sarah Armstrong, and Courtney Falconberry. And your senior band members, Lillian Carter, Megan Cox, Holly Hood, Ayana King, and Grayson Sisliga. So congratulations, as Ricky said, a lot of different careers that these young men and young ladies are going to choose, and we wish them well in their future endeavors. But business tonight, Rockets wanting to pick up a win here tonight. As we take a look at those standings, Ricky, and coming in here tonight, really a must-win situation here for the Rockets this afternoon. Looking at your standings coming into tonight's contest, Mount Pleasant at the top of the heap. They are 5-1, 3-0 in region play. They have Summertown remaining, that one at home tonight, and then, of course, a visit from the Rockets for their last game of the season. Richland right now 5-2. They are 2-1 in region play. They have the game at Forrest tonight, and then they have Loretto, that one at home, their season-ending game. Loretto 3-5. They are 2-1 in region play. They have at Cascade and at Richland remaining. Cascade 5-3, 1-2 in region play. They have a trip to Summertown and Loretto at home. Forrest, of course, 1-2. They have Richland tonight at Mount Pleasant in a couple of weeks to finish it up. Summertown 2-5. They're 0-3 in the region. They have a game at Mount Pleasant, and then they take on Cascade. Now, here are your implications, Ricky. You need to win this game in the worst way because you need to have a tiebreaker over someone. You win tonight, you go to 2-2 in region play, drop Richland to 2-2 in region play, and you hold the tiebreaker over them.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be able to get you maybe into fourth. The other thing is, you lose tonight, you're pretty much done. There is a scenario where Cascade has to lose to Summertown and to Loretto and end up with only one region win, and you would have to beat Mount Pleasant if you don't win tonight. That is a slim hope at best, but that's the only hope you've got if you don't win here tonight. If you win here tonight, you've got to be a Loretto fan in their final game of the season against Richland. That one at Richland, but you need the Mustangs to win. If you win here tonight, then, of course, you get in over Richland if you both finish with 2 wins because of the head-to-head if you win here tonight. It all depends on what we have here this evening.
Did I see the Richland Raiders have lost their last 2 in a row? Is that correct? So they're coming in on a little down side here a little bit. Of course, the seniors that we have switching gears again. The Rocket seniors were part of last 3 years, not including this year. They were part of a pretty good winning tradition, and they've had some rough luck this year. The games haven't been going their way, and haven't produced as many wins as they were probably capable of and would like to have seen, of course. But we'll just see how this game turns out here tonight.
And down on the field, got an important presentation as Miss Janita Doherty, along with head coach Eli Stevenson, athletic director Oki Gaskell there as the Apex Fish Fry, the Forrest Fish Fry, concluding its 6th year, and a donation of $4,000 as you see there to Forrest High School.
Can't beat that. That's a very nice gesture there by the folks at Apex, and Miss Janita does a great job with the bank up here, and we're proud of her accomplishments and the bank's accomplishments and this nice donation to the program here.
And, of course, that is a wonderful help for each and every program here at Forrest, and a wonderful job once again by Apex Bank of putting on that fish fry. Let's take this opportunity to get our first break of the evening. We'll be back with more pregame here on TC Sports 1.
Hometown banking. It's having your decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take the time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits while still being able to talk to a living, breathing human. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice for hometown banking, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South The town of Chapel Hill says go Rockets!
And welcome back here as we get set for the all-important matchup here tonight. Richland and the Rockets. And, Ricky, we just talked about how important this game is tonight for the Rockets, but there are a lot of injuries. We've talked about the injuries, the injury bug piling up for them this year, but we just want to kind of go over with you a little bit of what has taken place. You got the couple of weeks off coming in here tonight, but the offense is going to look tremendously different tonight. Up front, Spence Tankersley out for the season. He has battled a foot injury all season long, had a break there, and finally he just had to shut it down. Had surgery, successful surgery this week. Want to wish him well, of course, and a speedy recovery. He will be out at left tackle. In his place is, let me see here. Let me go down my list. I'm sorry, I'm not as organized here. We were trying to get everything set, and I don't have my papers in front of me lined up like I usually do. Jackson Wynn is going to get the start. Wynn will be 78 tonight, the sophomore, 6'3", 255-pounder. He will get the start at left tackle. Cameron Orr out at left guard. He, of course, will have the experienced Riley Durbin who will step in. So that will be, Durbin is wonderful.
Solid.
Yeah, he's solid. So that's going to be a place where the Rockets will have someone in there that they really feel comfortable with. The center position, Cam Street. He has a meniscus injury. He will be out. Starting at center tonight, and let me go back here. I'm sorry, I'm having to do notes here and think about it as I go. Drew Glover is going to get the start tonight, 64, sophomore, 5'8", 225-pounder. So he starts in place of Street. It will be Gravy Luke Allen at right guard in his traditional starting spot, and Mikey Stoddard at right tackle. They will man their traditional spot. Stoddard, of course, 6'1", 270-pound senior. It is going to be a lot of new faces, a lot of guys who haven't played a lot of football over on that left side, and you're just going to have to say next man up. Hopefully these guys, you've had some success in the JV ranks, and that's one of the reasons, Ricky, I really love that they get enough of these JV games, that you get some experience where when you go in, you're not just totally with deer in the headlights. These guys have played a little bit, and I'm not saying that JV is anything near varsity level, but at least you've been out there and you've got a little bit of taste of what it's like to go out there to begin with. They're going to be called on here tonight. You hope these guys are up to the challenge. They're going to need to be tonight. If the Rockets hope to win here, they're going to have to run the football. And, Ricky, against Cascade, only 39 yards.
Yeah, last week's stats just amazingly not what the Rockets are used to. Just to give you a little a history lesson on it. 15 plays of our first 24 first-half plays went for 0 or minus yards, and that's nine of the plays went for minus yards. 6 plays went for 0 yards. Only 9 plays for the Rockets had positive yards. So something they want to turn around for sure this week as they play a really good team here in Richland. The Raiders are not gonna come in here and just fold over for you, guys. You got to play tonight.
And here's the thing: Richland battling some adversity of their own. They've lost their last couple of games. Let's use this spot. Let's take a little break. We'll come back and talk about Richland and what they are facing coming in here tonight when we return with more here on your pregame warm-up.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
And welcome back as we get set for senior night action here tonight, the Rockets and the Raiders of Richland. We talked about Richland coming in. They won their first 5, had a showdown with Mount Pleasant for the region lead. They got behind early 21-0, battled back before losing 38-28 to Mount Pleasant. Made a good showing in that game. But last week, they had a bye week. Had some guys that decided, I think, to take some vacations and do some other things. And coaching staff said, you know what, suspensions are going to result. They had some guys had to sit out the first half. They didn't get going against Collinwood. Collinwood took advantage. They returned a kick for a touchdown. They had a scoop and score and a pick 6. So 3 touchdowns by Collinwood that, kind of.
You don't normally get those.
Yeah, kind of ones that you don't normally get. A little gift for Collinwood, but they end up play well, and they beat Richland, handling their second consecutive loss, 33-28. So the Raiders coming in here tonight, reeling a little bit, but they know how important this is. They're playing basically for second place. They know right now that they and Loretta locked at 2-1 in region play. They win here tonight, they go to 3-1, and then for their last contest of the season, they get Loretta at home, and that would be a second place matchup game possibly there. So a lot to play for Richland. They could get a home game in the playoffs. So at best, the Rockets looking at a 4 seed if they can get in.
Yeah, I think Richland's going to be looking for that number 2 spot because home field advantage in the playoff is, boy, that's just something you just can't place a value on. It's very valuable, and they haven't had that in a while. I don't suppose. I haven't kept up with that team in several years, but that's something that they had a chance to get this year, and they're going to try to do that.
Yeah, they're trying to rebuild that program. Had been down for a while, but coming back, had a pretty good season last year. You could tell they had made a lot of improvements. Really played the Rockets tough. 28-14 victory for the Rockets last year at Richland. Overall in the series, Forrest is 13-8 against Richland. They won the last 4. They are 22-1 against Lynnville. Basically, schools still the same, just changed names. But overall, the Rockets 33-10-1 against Lynnville Richland. So they have made a habit of winning this game, and they're going to need to have the performance of their lives here tonight to win, Ricky.
Yeah, with the thin core of players that we have tonight, so many injuries. You named them a moment ago. I think we've got a really heady player on the field tonight. Number 61, Riley Durbin. Impressed with him when he played baseball. Troy, he's a leader on the baseball field. I think he might be a quiet leader that might get the Rockets through the rest of this season if he could get the guys to fall in.
Yeah, they've got to have someone step up and really take the reins. It was a loss for players, coaches, fans alike that the Rockets just not used to having against Cascade, and they got a week to think about it. They got a week to come in and prepare for Richland. Got to work on themselves a little bit. Work on some tendencies, things that they might be doing, do a little self-scouting, and just kind of take a week to get that thing out of your mind and then come back and really hit it hard as they prepare for Richland this week.
Yeah, the Rockets, after that showing last week, they can't do that again. They can't do any worse than they did there. I guess I just said it, say it like that, and they know that. They just got to go out and prove it here tonight.
Yeah, we had a chance to catch up with Coach Eli Stevenson during the week, and here's what he had to say about last week and tonight's matchup.
Of course, tough week for you coming back. You had the off week, but in a way, I'm sure probably pretty good for you. Get a chance to get away a little bit, regroup, and kind of come back and be focused.
Yes, sir, it was. It was a bye week. It's always a good week. We're a little banged up. We got some guys back healthy, and it's good to just go back and work on our fundamentals, get ourselves better.
Those 2 weeks, I know a lot of times you talk about maybe the first week you just kind of work on studying yourself and your tendencies and get that extra week to kind of self-scout and then go back and get into your normal routine again.
We went back, we self-scouted. We knew we had to just go back to basics. And I know offensively we like to run left. It's been like that since we've been here. We just got to be able to have something a little different for them coming up to finish the season.
Coach, Richland coming in, they got off to a really hot start, but they've lost back-to-back weeks, and But just like yourself, two teams are really going to be hungry for a win.
Yes. I think we need to win a little bit more than them. And our kids, I know they're going to be ready to play. Senior night for us is the last night the seniors will be playing on this field. And we're just asking to leave it all out on the line.
And you got to think, too, very prideful group. You're not used to having what happened a couple of weeks ago, and you want to think that's a real challenge to those guys.
Yes. It was an embarrassing loss for us, and the kids, they took it to heart, and they came back. We had 2 good weeks of practice, and we just got to be able to take it to the field and compete on Friday.
You come back that first week, and after a loss like that, you always, I think, probably have to wonder what you're going to find. And were you pleasantly surprised at how everybody came in, or did with the way these guys, what you built and what you're accustomed to here, were you expecting them to come back in and really be focused?
Yeah, we got some fighters on this team. They're going to fight. They're going to play hard, and they want to do what's best for the program, and that's just go out and compete, try to get better each week, and we just got to do that.
Coach, what area do you feel like that you really have to be better in to take home a victory?
For us, we got to be better. Defense side of the ball, we got to be able to stop a jet sweep. I told somebody, I've never had a problem stopping jet sweep. We got to come up, set the edge, make them cut it back to our guys interior. And on offense, we just got to stay with our blocks. We got out physical last week. We got to bring the punch Richland this week. And those are 2 aspects we got to get better at.
You know, with all the bad things that you've had go on this year, I'm trying to turn this into a positive a little bit. What about the guys that you maybe didn't expect to have to play big roles due to the injuries that have had to step up? Who's been the most pleasant surprise for you?
For me, it's been Bryce Tankersley. He came in. We needed a corner early in the year, and he stepped up. He was our second corner. Birch went down early. He's done a great job of playing, not getting beat deep, coming up on the run, and he's been the big surprise for us this year.
Coach, for yourself, what do you feel like you have to do these last few games? Still got a shot at the playoffs, still got a chance to get in and be successful and accomplish what you wanted to. What are the things that you want to see maybe the last few games?
We just got to come out. We got to play together. We got to believe it all out in the field, and we just got to play our style of football. We got to be physical up front, move the football on offense, defense. We got to shut down the run. I told the kids earlier this week we've been able to stop 3 teams against the run, and that's the 3 wins we've had. And we just got to get back to our fundamentals and stop the run.
Coach, as always, thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Coach Stevenson with his comments about tonight. And Ricky, it's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff as they have had so many injuries this season. And, coaches will tell you, you're going to have those kind of things, and you have to deal with them. You can't feel sorry for yourself. This group has had an inordinate amount. They started with Brenton Burchell, of course, in the first game, first quarter against Eagleville. And he was such a big piece offensively, but more importantly back there just anchoring one side of the field in that defensive secondary. Then, of course, you've had the nagging injuries that Davis has had all season long, and now you get Street, Tankersley. All these guys have been banged up all season long, and tonight the cumulative effect is going to be defensively. Talked a little bit about offensively how they were going to look. Back on the back end, Ricky, you're going to have Smeet Patel get his first start at cornerback opposite Bryce Tankersley, and Coach Stevenson talked about how pleased he was with the emergence of Tankersley. You're also going to get Landon Groenveld is going to get some action back at strong safety. They're going to rotate Ryan Hill and Eli Bell in at free safety. Tayton Swift's going to move up to outside linebacker tonight. He and Reggie Pearson are going to be your outside linebackers. You're going to have Davis and Liam Bell inside. Up front, you're going to work Durbin. You're going to see some form of Luke Allen. Trying to think who else is left up front. You're probably going to see a lot of the freshman Marable throughout the contest tonight. He got a little work against Cascade. It's going to be all hands on deck tonight. The bodies are thin, but they have a game where they have got to get it done tonight if they hope to get into the playoffs.
I like the fact you said Tayton Swift, maybe outside linebacker. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's got a nose for the football. If Richland tries to throw it, he likes to go where the ball is. So I may make a prediction here that he might intercept one tonight.
Yeah, and that's something they're going to need. I think they need a big play, something to kind of get them going. I think if you ever wanted to jump out to a lead, tonight is the night. You definitely need to get something going early to make you kind of feel good about yourselves after what happened last week.
Yeah, the slow start, the super slow start we had last week can't be tolerated tonight. Got to get on top right out of the gate.
With that being said, we'll talk a little bit more about, you talked about Swift and what he will mean maybe at that linebacker position. We'll talk a little bit about what Richland is going to want to do and try to do against this Rocket defense here tonight.
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital serves the veterinary needs of Marshall County. They've grown to a 4-doctor practice specializing in small animal medicine. They offer advanced medicine, surgery, and nursing care in a personal and relaxed environment with the utmost compassion for their patients. For your pet's grooming and boarding needs, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital. Call 931-359-5945 to schedule an appointment for your pet.
And welcome back, as joined by tag team partner and color man extraordinaire, Mr. Noble Mays. Noble, happy to see you tonight.
T-Roy, excited myself to see you. If I'm seeing you, T-Roy, that means there's a football game somewhere close by, and that means we're getting close to kickoff and all the ambiance that goes along with that.
Yeah, and, have to kind of talk about it. Not that we necessarily want to, but last week, the Rockets kind of have to put that out of their mind. I think everything that could go wrong went wrong last week and a couple of weeks ago, as they had, of course, the off week last week. But the last time we saw them, it was just a thing that just kind of spiraled out of control. Once Cascade got going, give the champions credit. They really played well. They deserve every bit of credit coming in here, had a great game plan, ran the football very well. But for the Rockets, just didn't tackle very well, gave up some big plays, and it kind of snowballed on them. They got to put that out of their minds, and we talked about the playoff scenario a little bit early. You've got to win here tonight if you have any hope of getting in the playoffs.
T-Roy, as I dissect everything you just said, here's what I enjoy about the way you articulated what you said. You talked about 2 weeks ago what the Rockets put on this football field, but the way you spoke about it was you focused on what the Rockets needed to address. And the reason why I like that is you don't do yourself any justice by focusing on the past when you don't at least acknowledge what you needed to work on. So the fact that you said there were some missed tackles, I like that. Yes, we will give credit to the opposing team for how they showed up, but we'll also take a little credit of our own, and responsibility is maybe a better word, accountability for what the Rockets put out on the field. So what you're able to do with that is you're able to have an honest conversation, an honest assessment about your performance, and that's how you end up coming tonight and saying this is what we need to do. So when the coach puts it on the chalkboard and he puts out the diagram of everything that needs to happen other than the X's and the O's, all the interior things, internal things, those are the things we'll work on tonight.
Noble, we've got Mr. Peter Wilson joining us tonight, and he will usher us through another contest. Has done a great job. We will take another break. Let's come back and we'll talk a little bit about the playoff scenario. Went into that early, but let's go over that again for those who might be just joining us as we lead up to kickoff here tonight on TC Sports 1.
Know that with Apex Banking Online, you can access your accounts, pay bills, and send money to friends and family anytime. Our online banking feature gives you the advantage of secure banking right from anywhere. With our mobile app and online services, banking has never been more convenient. We're here to serve you wherever you go. Visit us in Chapel Hill or call 931-246-7105. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditioning. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway.
And we return as we get set to take a look at your playoff scenarios. Noble, with the loss a couple of weeks ago against Cascade, the Rockets really put themselves behind the 8 ball, needing to win here tonight because you need to hold a tiebreaker over someone. Since Cascade has already won and Loretta has already won over the Rockets, they would lose out on tiebreakers. So tonight, you need to win against Richland. Here's what needs to happen. Top of the standings, Mount Pleasant's 5-1 overall. They're 3-0 in region play. They have Summertown at home, and then they have Forrest, the very last game of the season, at home. Mount Pleasant looking good right now for your top spot. Richland, 5-2 overall. They are 2-1 in region play. They still have Forrest tonight and Loretto at home to end the season. If you are Richland here tonight, you can really help yourselves in a couple of ways. First of all, if you win tonight, you basically eliminate the Rockets. The Rockets would have to have the miracle of all miracles to get into the playoffs if they lose tonight. If they lose tonight, they would have to have Cascade lose to Loretto and to Summertown and end with only one loss, and they would have to beat Mount Pleasant themselves to have any shot at getting in the playoffs. This is why tonight is so important. If you beat Richland, Richland still has Loretto left. You are a Loretto fan if you win here tonight. You want Loretto to beat Richland, where Richland ends up 2-3 in region play. Then if you beat them, you would hold the tiebreaker at 2-3 or 3-2. Let's just say Mount Pleasant is going to be favored to win that last game. This is why tonight is so important. You need to hold the tiebreaker over Richland and have them lose. You still got to have some help. Loretto, meanwhile, they're 2-1 in the region. They have a trip to Cascade and a trip to Richland to finish up. Cascade, they have Loretto at home and a trip to Summertown. They're 1-2 in region play. You got to feel like they're going to beat Summertown, get to 2 wins. They would hold the tiebreaker over the Rockets at 2 wins. So right now, the teams that are on top of you, Loretto and Cascade, namely, have already beaten us. So if you end up in a tie with them, you're going to lose by way of the tiebreaker. This is why you need to win tonight. Of course, if you win both of them, you're more than likely going to get in the playoffs in some shape, form, or fashion. But if you don't win tonight, you can pretty much say it's done.
So 3-2 is the best we can. 3-2 is the best we can ask for in the region, and the scenario you just played out. Worst case scenario, we could still get in at 2-3.
Right, if we win tonight.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to be able to hold a tiebreaker over someone. Now, even with that being said, you still got to have Loretto be able to beat Richland in the last game of the season as well, because right now Richland already has 2 wins. Even if you lost to Forrest tonight and Forrest was unable to beat Mount Pleasant, they would have 3, we would have 2, so it really wouldn't make any difference. Then you go back to being, looking at Cascade and Loretto, they would hold the tiebreakers over the Rockets. So this is why this game tonight is super, super important.
Win tonight and then maybe get a little help, and we're good.
Yeah, you lose tonight, of course, you've got to have Cascade lose out, and they've still got Summertown on the schedule. So, that hope's slim and none at this point. So tonight, all the wounded have to rally the wagons, all those cliches that you use about next man up, everybody rally, the next man up. You got to have them tonight. It is the season on the line, basically.
Speaking of cliches, T-Roy, one game at a time. And the only game that's important, T-Roy,
is tonight.
Yeah, there you go, the one right in front of you. So everything I heard you say, bottom line, sum it up, let's win tonight.
We're going to find out if the Rockets can respond. Let's take another break as we inch closer to kickoff.
You can't have it all. At Brooks Grocery, they've got farm fresh fruits and vegetables, a deli with a selection of freshly prepared favorites, Brooks specialties like Ava's pimento cheese and Adam's chicken salad, freshly made pies, cakes, and desserts. And who could possibly forget the best meat department you'll find anywhere? Great selection, online ordering, and friendly customer service. Brooks Grocery, the place you'll find your next favorite food.
Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal is to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
He's going to keep stats.
Okay.
And welcome back as we see the officials. They're getting set for tonight's matchup. Noble ended up having good weather. Thought maybe it might be a little cooler here this evening, but right now temperature standing at 64 degrees in a very nice football evening.
Excellent football evening, T-Roy. See a couple light jackets, a couple hoodies out there, and a couple sweaters on some of the nice young ladies. But as you said, excellent football weather, and I think by the time we sign off tonight, it'll drop below that 60-some degree weather you're talking about. But as far as football goes, we can play in anything other than a bunch of snow.
You got it. You got it. And we'll try at that. Hope we don't ever have to see that unless we are in the state championship game somewhere along the line. I'll take snow then if need be, but you don't want to see it this time of the year. We'll put it that way.
Certainly do not want to see it this time of the year for a lot of reasons, but it's too early for it. But certainly, I'm looking at the young men out there with the stripes on, T-Roy. They're having a little pregame session there, and it just looks like, look at the field and the atmosphere. Nothing stops this from being a lovely evening for football, T-Roy.
Yeah, and Noble, here's the thing. We've talked about how many injuries, how many things have gone wrong for the Rockets. Let's talk about what they have to do tonight to win. Where are they going to be able to probe Richland to be successful? It all starts with that running game. You've had running backs be injured, and we talked about the insane amount of depth early in the season in the running back room. But they have gotten whittled down throughout the season due to some injuries and some nagging injuries. But you've got to have those guys really step up tonight and be able to run the football. We've talked about the losses on the offensive line, the guys that are stepping up. You've got to be able to provide some holes tonight and be able to run the football effectively. Keep the ball out of the hands of Richland's offense. You want to grind clock, and you want to have 3, 4, 5 yards. It may not be the sexy offense, but it's doing two things. It's keeping the ball out of their hands. It's giving you a chance to score.
One of the running backs won't like this statement T-Roy I'm going to make. You were looking for success. When the Rockets started the season, you had a running back by committee. There was about 5 running backs you talked to me about. Mm-hmm. Scenario that I like now, you have some that are injured that will not play. So once you start diminishing, somebody's going to get a hot hand, and what that means for in the running back world, I'm being a little selfish now, that means someone should get about 25 or 30 carries. And that means we're not going to spread the ball all the way around, and there's not a lot of different running backs coming in. So that means maybe somebody consistently can stay in, and success means one running back has 25 carries, and he comes away with 150 yards, T-Roy.
Yes, let's hope that indeed is the case, Noble. And the one thing is, for tonight, I think, we talked about the passing game and Ryan Hill maturing. I think they're going to need him. Of course, we saw him get injured late in the contest. They're going to need to swing the ball out of the backfield a little bit. Like the Titans have used Derrick Henry a little bit more in that regard. They're going to have to swing it out of the backfield a little bit. Tyler Ayers has been a wonderful target for him. He's dinged up tonight. He's another one that is in the walking wounded category. He's not going to play a lot on the defensive side of the ball, but he's been such a lift offensively. He's going to try to give them some snaps offensively. So, these guys have just got to come together. That's going to be tough. They haven't played a lot of football together, but they're going to have to find a way tonight, and a lot of it's just going to be the will to win. You've been in a program that's been successful. You have been to the playoffs every year from 2010 to 2020, You know, you had a whole decade where you made the playoffs every year. You've gotten started off in the 2020s doing exactly the same thing. These guys are used to winning. There's a winning culture here. Those guys just have to say, hey, I don't care what it takes. It's not going to be on my watch that we don't make the playoffs.
Troy, I appreciate everything you said there. What got lost in the shuffle 2 weeks ago was everything you said, the formula for success, that showed up on tape. They just were not very effective. Ryan Hill had more opportunities to throw the ball, and we got the ball in space to some of our athletes. So,
Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to play another game of Forrest football. Please be with the football players, managers, cheerleaders, band, coaches, and referees throughout the game. Help us to have good sportsmanship and let everything we do and say be glorifying to you, God. Please be with the class of 2023 tonight. Help us to cherish every moment and never forget the lessons this sport has taught us. Give us confidence and courage wherever we go, and help us to carry ourselves with class, pride, and tradition in whatever we pursue. Please keep us safe throughout the game and on our way home. Please be with the men and women all over the world who are fighting to protect our freedoms. Thank you for all you do for us each and every day, and thank you for the gift of salvation. We love you, and thank you, God, for the Forrest Rockets. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Our invocation and now our national anthem. And the Rocket Band of Blue with our national anthem here as we get set for football here on TC Sports 1. The Richland Raiders at 5-2, the Forrest Rockets at 3-4, coming your way here in just minutes.
Oh no, what I would do without you to show me the way and the truth. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you. If I didn't have you.
Your local agents, Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
And welcome back as you get set for the Rockets to make their way onto the field. Noble, offensively, Richland has been pretty good this season. They have a couple of dynamic players. Bryce Miller, the quarterback, really good dual threat quarterback. Throws well on the move, able to tuck and run. You've got Ethan Workman, who has been a great pass catcher along with Rusher, and also Easton Hewitt. So those three guys are going to be names that you're going to hear an awful lot throughout the course of tonight for the Richland Raiders if they hope to be successful.
T-Roy, mathematically, number 0, number 8, number 13, 21. Going to be a whole lot of trouble out here tonight, T-Roy. So hopefully we might not try to hit too many times on 21 tonight, but we can try to avoid that blackjack there and we'll be successful. We've got a couple captains there, T-Roy.
Yep, Mikey Stoddard, Tayton Swift will be your senior captains for tonight for the Rockets. As Tayton, you see, with his pink stripes along his socks. That, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the month of October, and definitely want to make sure each of us probably has a family member that's been touched by that terrible disease, and definitely want to keep that in our thoughts here tonight. As the Raiders decked out in their white uniforms tonight with the gray pants and orange numerals, black football helmets. Rockets on senior night will go with the gray football pants. It will be the blue jerseys with the white numerals and the white football helmets. Coach Eli Stevenson at the helm of the Rockets. He is assisted by Ryan Bridges, Kyle Stacy, Jacob Doherty, Jason Hill, Tony Johnson, Zach Russell, Chad Harden, and, of course, Larry Rojo Chapman. Coaching staff for the Rockets. Over on the other side of the ledger, Coach Nick Patterson at the helm. He's assisted by Kerry Henderson, Bill Hogue, John Hayslip, Blake Langley, Bradley Smith, and Michael Bungay, the Raider coaching staff, as our captains get set to meet for the coin toss here, and that means we are just a few minutes away from the kickoff here on a beautiful football evening in Chapel Hill.
Mr. Swift did a fine job.
Number 55, Tyler Montero.
Look good, play good. He has on pink gloves also. He's doing a fine job of bringing awareness to the month of October, breast cancer awareness. So he may be the running back to spotlight tonight, that 25 carries and 150 yards.
Folks, you can look. Mikey Stoddard is no shrinking violet for sure at about 275. Look at the guys that are captains for the Raiders. That is some size.
Wow, not only that's width and height, T-Roy. Look at that.
Yes, those are some large young men, and they love to get behind those guys and run the football, Noble. So it's going to be a challenge tonight. As we said, even at full strength, this would be a challenge. But playing undermanned, definitely going to be a challenge for the Rockets here tonight.
They got 4 of them out there, T-Roy. They got 4 Mikey Stoddards out there.
And Mikey would be small, and he's not going to be many times a small individual when you put him on the football field. Rockets have won the toss. They have declined. The Richland Raiders will get the football first. Let's take one final commercial break. We'll be back with your kickoff here from Chapel Hill.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Stop in and visit Mac Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mac Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our 2 other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mac Equipment.
And the Rockets make their way onto the field here at Murray E. Holton Memorial Field, otherwise known as The Rock. TC Sports 1 bringing you senior night here this evening. Troy Cash and Noble Mays, Ricky Sweeney, our engineer, Mr. Peter Wilson, and our cameraman tonight, Matthew Brindle. He has helped us on our middle school contest, did a great job. We're hoping to have the 2 camera shot, but right now looks like we're going to have just our camera available here tonight, as we'll bring you the action. Looks like the huddle cam is down tonight, so I'm sure the Rocket coaching staff not going to be happy about that.
T-Roy, you and I, Troy, we got to work on our first names. We got Peter and Matthew with us tonight, so you and I got to get a little more biblical with our names.
I was just thinking,
But Peter and Matthew is in here with us, so I'll tell you what, we're going to be safe in this booth this evening.
Hey, a win tonight might be of biblical proportions tonight if they can get the job done. Richland, of course, 5-2 coming in. Rockets at 3-4. G squared. Gavin Grissom set to put it in the air. 13 deep to receive. Ethan Workman. We talked about him just a few moments ago. They want the ball in his hands.
Kick it away from him.
G-Square will bang this one right down the middle of the field into the end zone, and he does his job.
He did. And the best way to avoid Ethan Workman starting to work early is to put the ball in the end zone. G-Square did his job to put this defense out here. And T-Roy, you talked about it earlier, what they're going to bring from Richland. You got to get in this game and you got to get motivated early, T-Roy. You got to get excited, and defense is out there first. So let's get them excited. You got to get off the field, give the offense the ball. You got to stay in the game, stay motivated.
Need something, I think, good to happen here early. Richland will work out of that gun. Backs to either side of Miller as they will go to the ground. Good pickup on first down as Workman gets the handoff. He'll pick up a quick 5 with good blocking up front. And Noble, you see the challenge that the Rockets are going to face with that big offensive line.
Yes, indeed. And Reggie Pearson in on the tackle, also assisting him as Liam Bell. Linebackers are going to have their work cut out tonight.
Once again, quarterback keeper this time, Miller shrugs free out of one tackle. He will pick up his first down as he'll move forward out to about the 34-yard line. So Richland moves the sticks, and the Raiders quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
Talked about him being a dual threat, T-Roy. He picked up something that looked like it should have been nothing.
Man in motion as they've spread it out. Back to the inside game they go, and Noble, good job by the defense that time of plugging up the hole.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy.
It was gravy. Luke Allen cleaning up.
Yes, indeed. Doing a fine job. And if I'm not mistaken, he also got a little help from Swihart there. Luke Swihart, number 7, on the line as well.
Swihart getting some time up front tonight, Noble, due to all those injuries. Oh, pitch. One of those little deals where you just have it come back to and tap it to the man in motion, Noble, and it almost ended up being disastrous for the Raiders. It went high into the air, but it was able to be maintained by Richland. No gain on the play. It'll bring up third down and 10.
T-Roy, I hope I don't have to bring this up again later on. I seen one of the down linemen for the Rockets trying to avoid them blocking his knees.
It's going to bring up third down.
Now you see Raiders third down and 10 here. They are able to be diversified. Miller pretty accurate throwing the football, especially when they roll him out. Let's see what they have here as they'll have one back to his left, 2 receivers to each side of the field. He'll roll, looking to throw. Fires it quickly. Pass is looking incomplete. Waited for the signal, Noble. I couldn't see along that far sideline.
Yeah, that had no chance. The wide receiver actually had to dive after it, T-Roy. The Rockets did an excellent job up front that time, T-Roy. They had looked like a little slant that time, coaching staff defense, and it looked like everybody was slanting to the right for the defense, and the quarterback Miller was flowing to the left, going the same side as the stunts.
Rockets get a stop. They needed that. I think they need momentum here early. Richland, bad punt. I'm going to reach out of the window and catch this one. That was angling toward the stands over here, shanked off his foot.
T-Roy, everything we asked for, we just got, okay? Defense went out there first. You come in, you're motivated. You want to stay motivated. You're looking for something positive, something to keep your mind focused on this game. Defense got off the field. Now the offense has the ball somewhere around the 44-yard line going in, T-Roy.
Noble, that was about a 10-yard punt. So the Rockets now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line.
Look at the fancy alignment, T-Roy. I like it, Coach.
Hey, nothing like bringing out all the stops here. Snap it back to Hill. He's got running room 40, 35 to the 30. And he'll be finally brought down at the 28. I like it, Noble.
Can you hear the crowd? Can you hear the crowd? The crowd looked like their Christmas came early, T-Roy. They just got real excited. They seen a little wrinkle that time. I love it, T-Roy. You got your quarterback in the back. We talked about his ability to be able to run the ball. You brought everybody over on this side. You powered to the left side, and you took Ryan Hill over to the right side, used his athleticism over there, and not a lot of white jerseys for Richland to be able to tackle him that time.
Now look at the set. You see center. There's Hill again. Coming right. Cuts it back inside. Got a block. Picks up his first down and more. And again, Noble, hey, You got to win here tonight. There's no use in leaving anything in the playbook.
See what I'm talking about, T-Roy? I said something to you like that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. You got to bring out whatever wrinkles you have, T-Roy, and I love it, my man. Look at the crowd, T-Roy.
And the Raiders quickly need to take a timeout. They need to adjust. Rockets right now doing well. Let's take a break. We'll return.
Timeout, Raiders.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Stop in and visit Mack Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mack Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our 2 other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mack Equipment.
As we return, they go back to the normal power set. Swift picks up 12 and a first down, knocking on the door at the 4. First and goal to go here for the Rockets.
Coach's staff is excited, T-Roy. They slapping headgears out there as well.
Had a little confusion themselves there as they were trying to get Bell settled in on the wing. Coach Stevenson will be forced to burn a timeout. We'll be right back.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on! Yes, let's go!
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
Hey, we thank our fine sponsors for helping to make this broadcast possible here tonight on TC Sports 1. Senior night, and the Rockets catching the Raiders a little bit off guard here early on. They have taken the fight to Richland, knocking on the door of the first score of the game. First and goal from inside the 4.
Not only the Rockets had to take a timeout for personnel, but they forced Richland to take a timeout with that creativity.
He'll give Liam Bell. He will plow his way forward. The Belldozer, did he get in? Down to about the 1. It'll be second down and goal. And right now, gut check time, and you got to like the way they have responded here early.
Oh, T-Roy, I tried my best to articulate it. Motivation. You come in and you got to get something early. You got to strike early. That's how you stay focused and you stay right on the task at hand. You got to have something positive happen, and this cannot be any more positive than putting up 6.
Hill, man in motion. Hill off that right side, and he'll get it into the end zone. Ryan Hill strikes pay dirt. Hill with his 5th touchdown of the season, and the Rockets get it going here early.
Look at the sideline, T-Roy. Look at the energy. Not only the crowd, but look at the players on the sideline. They out there flexing, T-Roy. Look at them. My man, I cannot tell you, that picture that we see on the sideline, we have not seen that picture any time throughout the course of this year.
No, that is what you call a response. It was a tough week, 2 weeks for them as they had to wait a week to get back out here, and the response has been everything you would hope for here early.
Electric.
G-square for the point after try. Snap good, set good, kick good. Good news for the Rockets. 3 minutes in, they lead it 7-0.
Hometown banking. It's having your decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take the time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits while still being able to talk to a living, breathing human. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice for hometown banking, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
Rockets get the job done. Ryan Hill off the right side from a yard away, and it's 7-0 Forrest here in the early going.
Speaking of getting the job done, T-Roy, after G-Square kicks this ball in the end zone again, I want to show you some love to a fellow named Houston Matlock.
Low liner. Takes a good rocket hop. It will bound off the hands of Trevor Meadows, who picks it up, heads up the center of the field, and the Rockets get good coverage as they'll stop him at about the 20-yard line.
Now, you know how I feel about G-Squared. Now, I see why G-Squared is so affectionate towards Houston Matlock, his holder, T-Roy. That kick, now we're going to give G-Squared a lot of credit for it being 7-0. Excellent kick. But Houston Matlock had to put in some work that time. That snap and him getting the ball up there in time for G-Squared to be able to come kick that, that's the reason why I see them embrace each other quite often. And they still over there on the sideline showing each other a whole lot of affection now.
Now the Raiders trying to answer. Miller from the gun with backs to either side. Two receivers to the right as they go back to the ground game, plowing it forward. Pickup is about 5 on first down. Noble, they got behind the sticks last time. 16, Andrew Huff, the sophomore with the carry. Richland will go quickly here.
He did. Chris Davis, number 1, and Reggie Pearson in on the tackle, T-Roy.
Once again out of the gun. Quick pass caught and picking up the first down. Good close that time. Ryan Hill over there to help out on the stop, but I believe they will be able to move the chains. Indeed, they will. Bryce Tankersley as well.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy. Had him out there on an island, one-on-one. Quick pass that time, so he may have to jump on a couple of those routes. But don't jump
Tempo, back to the ground, right up the middle. Breaking free and finally being taken down. That's Hill again in on the stop. As Richland going quick, Noble. Rockets came out, caught them off guard with the formation. Now Richland going quick, tempo, pace.
Yes, indeed. T-Roy, Ryan Hill playing the safety spot there, coming up and making tackles. That's a big game.
2nd down and 2. Quarterback keeper, nothing doing there. Rockets had that one read beautifully. They got great pursuit from the backside, and Durbin stops it up in the middle.
I like how you said it, T-Roy. Durbin came off the edge that time, right on the outside that time, and he went all the way down the line and got him in the back pursuit that time. Excellent job, Durbin.
3rd down now. 3rd and 2 for the Raiders. Back to the ground game, and not a lot there. 4th down upcoming as they stiffen twice in a row at 2nd and 2, Noble. Again, defense come to play.
Swihart, number 7, will get a lot of credit for being in there. But what I want to focus on is Tatum Swift coming off the edge. Looked like a blitz that time. They dialing it up, T-Roy.
4th down. Richard's going to go for it. Still 4th and 2. It looks like maybe they're just going to try to draw them off sides. Richland's going to take another timeout. Raiders burn their second here in the early going as we'll take a break.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
Richland show and punt. 4th and 2. Rockets got a pretty good rush on. Punt gets away. Nobody back there to receive for the Rockets, and it'll be deadened at about the 21-yard line. But 2 punts for the Raiders on their first 2 offensive possessions, and the Rockets will take over with 6:39 left here in the opening quarter, leading 7-0.
It was Chris Davis that time back there putting pressure on the punt, T-Roy. And I got to say, T-Roy, I'm not certain at the moment which one I'm more impressed with, Coach Bridges' defense or the creativity of the offense, T-Roy. I don't know at the moment. I hadn't made my mind up, but I'm highly impressed with both at the moment.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, and it looks like maybe as bad as things were a couple of weeks ago at falling into place, things have fallen into place just as well here tonight as they go back to the ground, and here comes Bell. Gets outside, breaks a tackle, first down the sideline, still on his feet, and finally pushed out of bounds. Noble, that should have been about a 1-yard gain, and he turned it into about 20.
T-Roy, he may have just made my mind up. I may just be swayed that way. That's Eli Bell, the freshman. They going running back by committee again. But I tell you what, that energy, the blocking, the patience over there, and the vision to keep your head up and find a little hole and keep churning those legs. T-Roy, I done got real excited because I'm just like everybody else in the world. I like a lot of offense. So I'm probably leaning towards the offense right now, Coach Bridges.
Bell, 26 carries, 255 yards coming in, averaging almost 10 yards per carry with 3 touchdowns. First down carry there. Rockets, everyone in tight. Power set as Bell in motion and
lined up offside. Yep. I didn't know if they were going to call it or not.
They did.
Richland offside, left foot right off in there. And here's what I don't understand. I've never understood, T-Roy, how you can be right on the line right there and not look down the line and see that your foot is halfway across the line where the ball is at.
And Noble, again, you don't see them. They were rotating up front with their linemen coming either way. You know, that could be danger as well. If you're the Rockets and the quarterback sees that, hey, snap the football, let's get the play underway.
Hey, we got a heads-up quarterback there. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, and it's good to be back there with high expectations, Ryan Hill.
Now a little motion for the Rockets. Give Bell. Right side again. Across the midfield stripe. Down the sideline he goes, and another first down. And Noble, with the injuries, Coach Stevenson indicated we're going to run a little bit to the right side tonight, a little more. Hey, Gravy and Mikey have responded to the challenge. Big-time hole.
Right side, strong side, so I'm not going to tell you a lie, T-Roy. Eli Bell, 5'11", 150-pound freshman. Now, I'll say it real clearly. I told you earlier I thought maybe one running back may be spotlighted tonight. It may very well be the freshman, T-Roy.
He is definitely coming out here and putting on a great display here early. Another first down into Raider territory at the 37. Approaching the 6-minute mark left here in the opening quarter. Give, coming left. Here comes Swift, looking for the corner. Gets it at the 35 to the 30. Still on his feet. Ushered out of bounds, and another huge chunk play for the Rockets. Number 34 over there, Braden Adams, along with 99, Shooter Foster on the stop, but not before Tayton Swift picks up another first down.
The senior, 5'10", 175-pound Tayton Swift, he hit me with the Lee Corso. He said, not so fast, my friend. Don't forget about me. I want to also get in this little mix.
Hey, you have to think about it. I'm very impressed. 2 first-time starters up front. You got Glover and Wynn up front. They've played well here so far.
Yes, they have, T-Roy. Swift was able to use his speed to get around the edge that time.
Give back to the ground. Inside they go. Huge hole, and taking full advantage. Swift swiftly into that hole.
T-Roy, you called Gravy's name all night. He's doing a fine job down there blocking. It's about time we show him a little love for the sophomore, 5'11", 230 pounds. Yes, indeed, number 71, Luke Gravy Allen.
This is a big testament to these guys coming back, Noble. They were dead on the side of the road the last time we saw them. They have really stepped it up here tonight, and take your hats off to them here early.
Hey, I'm impressed with their mental, T-Roy, to be able to come back and do this.
Give Liam Bell, shifting his way in the hole, breaks free, still on his feet, tries to get outside. Finally, the Raiders able to wrap him up, but he continues to drag him toward that first down marker, and an excellent job there by Bell just refusing to go down.
He had him, T-Roy, right off the right tackle that time, was the first one of Richland Raiders, and he had his left leg, did not wrap up, and Bell pulled away from him. T-Roy kept churning. He bounced it outside and then pulled another whole Raider defender about 4 yards downfield before another 4 or 5 white jerseys showed up.
Bell 260 yards on the season coming in. Second down. Ball sitting just inside the 5 as they go back to the ground, slamming it forward. Swift breaks a couple of tackles, stretches that football out, and sticks it into the end zone. Touchdown, Rockets.
Show you how much I know, T-Roy. Here I am trying to figure out which one of the running backs going to get a whole lot of love tonight, and they all said, hey, we understand Coach's formula. Coach said who's ever in, that's who I'll show a little love to. I don't know how many touches you'll get tonight, and here's what these young men are doing. They making the best of every single touch they get. Swift running hard, T-Roy. Fought for every bit of that yard. Touchdown, Taylor Swift.
G-square, point after try in the air, and it is good. And what a change for the Rockets. Heavily favored Richland tonight. Trails 14-0. Just under 5 minutes left here in the opening quarter.
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital serves the veterinary needs of Marshall County. They've grown to a 4-doctor practice specializing in small animal medicine. They offer advanced medicine, surgery, and nursing care in a personal and relaxed environment with the utmost compassion for their patients. For your pet's grooming and boarding needs, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital. Call 931-359-5945 to schedule an appointment for your pet.
39 yards all game against Cascade, 117 on the ground here in the first quarter. What a difference a couple of weeks makes.
T-Roy, you were talking about cliches earlier. We were talking about those big 4 men there trying to intimidate the Rockets at the coin toss, and they've always told me it's not necessarily the size of the dog in the fight. Now, I tell you, I've always thought it was the size of the dog that mattered, but the Rockets have shown you tonight you got to have some heart, and they showed up tonight with a whole lot of heart. I'm watching these running backs, T-Roy. They running the tenacity, they grabbing the Raiders, and they're not coming down with one little tackle.
Richland back to the ground. Defense doing a good job trying to bottle him up, but breaking outside now with a little running room, getting to the corner across the 35, out close to the 40. I believe that was Workman. Or was that Miller on the keeper? That was Workman.
And they cut back, went to opposite field that time, T-Roy, and did a fine job, as you said. You told us he would be spotlighted tonight, and he took it against the grain and went back opposite field on us.
Now Richmond trying to keep everybody in tight. Right up the middle. There is a mass of humanity there. Miller will fall forward, pick up 3 or 4 yards, but Noble, it's really interesting. Both of these coaches are trying to do some different things and make the other adjust, and so far the Rockets have been the aggressor here tonight. I think they've caught Richland really flat-footed here, Irving.
Richland might have shown up with that same thing you were talking about right before the break, T-Roy. Highly favored coming in. Friday nights. Any given Friday, T-Roy.
Quarterback keeper, not a whole lot there, is once again getting there from that linebacker position is going to be Liam Bell.
T-Roy, I told you linebacker play tonight would be important. Here's the beautiful thing about it. Coach Bridges, you got me swaying back and forth. This linebacker play that's tonight, T-Roy, I got to tell you how I am highly impressed with this linebacker. And here's the thing. Most of the linebackers playing tonight are the running backs. They play linebacker the same way they run the football, T-Roy.
3rd down and 5. Once again, Raiders this time find a little crease, pick up the first down, Miller gave ground momentarily, but he will pick up his first down at about the 48. And you think about, Noble, the beef for the Rockets out. Spence Tankersley, done for the season, season-ending surgery. They are doing this and controlling the line of scrimmage without their strength in the middle of that line. They are using tenacity. They are using right now good technique.
Hey, that goes against all the dynamics of football, T-Roy.
First down, Richland. Back to the ground game they go. Rockets get there, breaking a couple of tackles, getting outside to the corner. Pickup of about 8 on first down for the Raiders. But this is a different team tonight. Daylight and dark. You've got guys that haven't played a lot, guys that are playing in different positions. They have responded here tonight.
Well, I tell you what, T-Roy, they'll keep their positions now. And T-Roy, and what I meant by totally against football, you usually win at the front of the line with a whole lot of size. They're not happening tonight for the Raiders.
Straight ahead, they push it forward across the 40. Powell continues to move forward and finally being pushed back as he gets inside the 40 to about the 39. Ball carrier again is Huff. Huff picks up his first down, and now Richland's just trying to say, you know what, we're going to try to grind on you. We're going to put those big guys in up front and just say, hey, 2 tight ends, we're coming at you.
And that looks like the formula on this particular drive, T-Roy. In tight again. Look at him, T-Roy. In tight again. Let's see if they can pick up that same traditional 3 or 4 yards they've been picking up on first down lately.
Yep, we got a little rain, but there's still a cloud of dust after 3 or 4 yards as this time they snap it back. Workman with the carry. He's going to pick up another first down as they just continue to plow forward.
And that's what I'm talking about, T-Roy. That's just size right there. That's just size. We're going to put everybody in, crunch them in tight, and you just look across there, and then that goes back to your technique and your schematics. You look across the line and you figure out which one of those linemen are going to pick up the linebackers, and before you know it, he's at the second level.
From the 26, first down. Right back to Workman again, bounces it outside, cuts it back inside now, and another huge gain on first down. And Noble, that beef up front, you're beginning to see them working those 2 tight end sets. They're not putting a receiver in the pattern.
Just X's and O's, T-Roy. This is old school football. This is just X's and O's. I don't care what generation you're from. I don't care what era you play football in. This is just lining up. And again, the center go up, they'll tell you who they got. The tackle will tell you who they blocking, and the tight end will tell you who they blocking. And everybody effective on their assignment.
Now the Rockets will need to make an adjustment. They'll take a timeout. Both teams have burned 2 here in the opening quarter. We'll be back after this.
Know that with Apex Banking Online, you can access your accounts, pay bills, and send money to friends and family anytime. Our online banking feature gives you the advantage of secure banking right from anywhere. With our mobile app and online services, banking has never been more convenient. We're here to serve you wherever you go. Visit us in Chapel Hill or call 931-246-7105. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway.
Sense of urgency. Rockets have it here tonight. Richland trying to get it. 2nd down and 2 as they go back to the ground. Straight ahead, picking up that first down inside the 20, and I believe that's going to be Dean again. Or excuse me, Huff, I'm sorry.
Tate Swift found a little gap to get in, T-Roy, that kept him from getting that first down.
Well, they backed him up a little bit. I thought he'd gotten down close to the 16 at the sticks, but they'll mark him back at the 17 now, 3rd down and 1.
Got to find another way to get through those creases, T-Roy. The only way to beat big linemen, got to be fast, get off the ball.
Snap straight back, cutting it back inside, breaking free. It's a foot race to the end zone. Ball in his right hand and in for 6. Workman, Ethan Workman for the touchdown from 17 yards away, and Richland on the board.
One more time, T-Roy. Went left, got into the second level quickly, but after that, cut back, and it was just a foot race to the pylon, and that cutback has worked excellent for Workman all evening. And here's an opportunity, T-Roy. And what's going to happen now, you've seen the Rockets call a timeout on defense. We got to try to figure out how to make some blitzes or something happen, get in those creases.
Point after try. Snap good, set good, kick. No good. Pushed it left. So the Rockets maintain their lead by 8, 14-6 here in Chapel Hill.
You can't have it all. At Brooks Grocery, they've got farm fresh fruits and vegetables, a deli with a selection of freshly prepared favorites, Brooks specialties like Ava's pimento cheese and Adam's chicken salad, freshly made food.
Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal is to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
Number 24, Luke Islick. And number 38, Reed Callahan. And that's the end of the first quarter. Your score after one, Rockets 14, Raiders 6. Rocket fans, I'd like to remind you to stop by Jay's Shaved Ice by the football stadium entrance. Get yourself a refreshing treat from Jay's Shaved Ice. Number 1, Chris Davis on the carry. Talk about number 19, Jaden Pryor. It's going to bring up third down for the Rockets.
Thank you all for staying with us. Rockets have the ball now. Tatum Swift, handoff from Ryan Hill. He's being stopped by the Raiders, stretch wide. Found a way to pick up about 2 yards there on 3rd down and 7 that time. It looks like the Rockets will be forced to punt. And what we want to share with you all while we were having technical difficulties, and again, thank you all for being patient with us. T-Roy is working on the technical difficulties along with Peter and Matthew, getting ready to bring on the punting team. What I want to bring as a highlight, how the Rockets flipped the field this time. If you all have been watching the Rockets all season, you've heard several times Gavin Grissom leaking out from a tight end position out in the open and running a flag route and being open. Ryan Hill threw a 37-yard pass to Gavin Grissom, and it was completed this time, and he made a nice little juke move down the sideline. Here's the kick, and it looks as though it's going to come a little wide to the left and a little short that time. It was an opportunity for the Rockets to put on 3 additional points. Looking at the yard line where the ball was put down at, I think it was placed down, looked like right around the 37-yard line. I might have missed it, 36-yard line. So if you go ahead and do a little quick math and add your extra 10 and your 7 on to that, you'll know exactly how far he had to kick that. T-Roy, what I was sharing with the folks, we've been watching Gavin Grissom leak out into the post route, run a flag route. He caught a 37-yard pass. Ryan Hill dropped back through a 37-yard pass to Gavin Grissom, which flipped the field and gave us an opportunity to try to kick that field goal that time. So unsuccessful field goal attempt that time, and the Raiders have the ball now, T-Roy.
Noble, I'm not sure exactly. We got our second camera back about the time everything kicked out, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. We're going to have both cameras, and what we intended to do, we're going to have some really good close-ups for you tonight as well, along with the field shot. Richland's going to take back over. 10:23 left here in the second, trailing 14-6. Noble Rockets got all the momentum here early. Raiders just a methodical drive down the field the last time they got it. They'll go back trying to do the same thing, but Riley Durbin got some help there as they penetrated in and stopped the ball carrier. But this is kind of trying to do to Forrest what Forrest does to a lot of folks, just line up, come right at you and say, here, we're going to keep doing it till you stop us.
And I hate to keep it so simple, the simplicity of it, T-Roy, the elementary version of it, but when you have those big linemen like the Raiders have, what you have to do is make sure you have no gaps. And the old school coach used to say, make sure your heels are touching each other and your side of your foot is touching the person next to you. Make sure nobody split your gap is what they're trying to do for the Raiders. Successful at that time, but I tell you what, they left a gap for the linebacker to fill that time. And you've seen Ethan Workman a lot of times be able to have a lot of success getting to the second level and being able to cut back. But I tell you what, there he is right there. That's that man, 5'10", 175-pound senior. Number 2, awareness for breast cancer. Look good, play good, Tatum Swift in on the tackle.
3rd down and 7, and this is the kind of performance here on senior night you expect from those guys. They are prideful. What you wanted to see here. They've come out, really played well, and here they're going to be forced to burn their final timeout. 9:04 left here in the second quarter as we'll take a break.
Know that with Apex Banking Online, you can access your accounts, pay bills, and send money to friends and family anytime. Our online banking feature gives you the advantage of secure banking right from anywhere. With our mobile app and online services, banking has never been more convenient. We're here to serve you wherever you go. Visit us in Chapel Hill or call 931-246-7105. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway.
Big 3rd down here for the Raiders. 3rd down and 7. From the gun, Miller rolling right, looking to throw, pass incomplete over the head of the intended target, who would have picked up his first down had he been able to make the reception. But Rockets had pretty good coverage there as Patel over there for Forrest, and it'll bring up 4th down. Another good stop defensively.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy. Excellent job that time. And ball was overthrown that time, but Patel did an excellent job. He had coverage over there by himself. Ball was overthrown, wide receiver. And one more time, Coach Bridges, your defense got him off the field and put the ball back in the hands of the offense. Should have excellent field position somewhere around the 50-yard line, T-Roy, if Houston Matlock is able to receive this ball.
This one a low liner. He's going to let it hit, pick it up at about the 40, and he'll be taken out of bounds after about a 2 or 3 yard return, but a low liner that they kicked away from him. And the Rockets will take over offensively again. And Noble, I just have to be so impressed with this group here tonight. They have mixed and matched and done just about everything possible to try to get something going. They found the right combination.
They did. Not only found the right combination, they got me excited, T-Roy. I can't wait for you to do the play-by-play because I know it's not going to be what I hope it is. They won't bring that back the same time in the same half, but number 4 is in the lineup again. So you have him at tight end again. So they may have a running play off of that flag route that he runs, Grissom runs.
Grissom will line up tight end right side of the field as they'll go back to the ground, run that way. Good opening there across the 45 to the midfield stripe. Eli Bell into Richland territory, and he'll pick up a first down.
T-Roy, you got me excited. The freshman, my man, I cannot wait to halftime to hear how many yards Eli Bell had. And it's not going to be on a lot of carries either. But tell you what, T-Roy, how many times have you seen the kicker come in and play tight end for you?
Hey, they have done everything possible here tonight, mixed and matched, and really kept Richland off balance. It's about staying one step ahead, and offensively, they've been one step ahead tonight for the most part. Give inside as they go back right up the middle. William Bell just pounding his way forward. He picked up about 4 or 5 on his own. Just outstanding second effort in the hole. And Noble, when you end up second down and 2, second down and 3, makes play calling a whole lot easier.
Hey, I tell you what, it also makes our job calling easy also. Liam Bell, that young man done hit me also with the not so fast, my friend. That's 6'1", 195-pound junior. He said, you showing all the love to my little brother. Show me a little love. I got you, Liam Bell.
Second down and 3. They go back. Bell again. Starts left, cuts it back inside, picks up his first down as he crosses the 40 down to about the 37. And Noble, they just continue to pick along the ground and really pick up good yardage. I mean, they are making 5, 6 yards at a time behind what is a patchwork offensive line. And give these guys credit. They have come in here tonight and they've said, you know what? We are going to step it up. We're getting a shot, and we're going to prove that, hey, we need to be out there a little bit more. Swift outside, gets to the corner, picks up 3, 4 yards on first down, and looks like Bell's down. He'll afford to see anybody else go down. He's going to check out. Chris Davis is going to check back in quickly.
And I'll tell you what, T-Roy, you were busy a little earlier. Number 22, Bell, Eli Bell, he has to be in a little pain, and here's why I say that. He got hurt earlier and stayed in the game. Didn't wave the coach off. Coach didn't even consider sending anyone in. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've seen running back after running back year after year when you've been bringing me down here to call games, and they seem to be tough. They will not come out of the game for any kind of pain.
2nd and 7. Inside this time, not a whole lot there. But Nova, I'm really impressed with what they've done up front. You know, getting the start, Glover, his first start at center over on that left side. You got, of course, a new starter in Wynn. These guys are really doing a great job. They said, you know, Coach Stevenson said, we're probably going to run right a little bit more because we've got more experience there. They've been able to run both ways tonight.
T-Roy, I'm glad you said it. I'm over here excited, highlighting running backs. A lot of times I try to highlight the linemen, but you said it best. Running backs are having a great deal of success. They can't do this without these linemen. Show them some love after this, T-Roy.
3rd down, looking to throw. Hill down the sideline, man back there, pass caught. Davis with the catch, stays on his feet, and he'll take it to the house. Chris Davis dropped a dime, did Ryan Hill, right over the defender. Davis trying to tightrope the sideline, stays on his feet, and takes it for the touchdown. 34-yard strike on 3rd down, and the Rockets lead it 20-6.
T-Roy, as you said, dropped a dime on him. Ryan Hill, he threw the ball over. I was trying to see the numbers. I couldn't see the numbers that well. It looked like a linebacker, and a great job that time, Davis, of getting behind the linebacker and keeping your paws and focus on the ball.
Matlock, easy time that time. Right back to him. Grissom hammers it through. 21-6 now. Rockets lead it.
Good. Gavin Grissom.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on. Yes, let's go.
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
And welcome back as we take a look. Forrest cheerleaders just finished up one of their routines here between scores for the Rockets. Impressive once again, and you got to take your hat off to Hill. This freshman, he has faced some pressure this year, and he has been, if you think about it, he's been a senior in a freshman's uniform this season. He has played extremely well. His poise is just tremendous for a young man of that age. He carries himself not like a freshman but a senior, and his play is senior-like as well.
I talked to his grandfather prior to the game, T-Roy. Young man has high expectations for himself. Ryan Hill, 5'9", 150-pound freshman. And here's the thing. He's had a great deal of success thus far. You'll have a couple knocks, but he has bounced back excellent. He's shown me impressive all year I've been.
Davis, a nice job in his own right with a great catch, stayed in bounds and takes it to the house. Richland on the return. They get it up to about the 29-yard line where the Raiders will take over there. And Noble, once again, the Rockets have responded. Richland came down the field, scored, got it within, a one-score game. Rockets get a stop, get the offense back the football, and they take advantage.
And here's the thing, T-Roy.
And Richland with the football.
Talk about host of the Rockets.
Folks, apologize, not sure exactly what we are encountering here, but we're going to play with it.
Ball to 33.
T-Roy, we got the ball. They got the ball at 33. We got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Richland has the ball, 2nd down and 8.
Back to pass down the middle, trying to drop it in, and great defense back on the back end there again as Hill makes the play.
Yes, indeed. Ryan Hill broke the pass up that time, and I'm trying to see T-Roy. I think I may be mistaken. He got some assistance back there. Number 36, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Don't know his name. 36 or maybe 38. Have to find out who that is on the corner over there. And the Raiders got the ball again, T-Roy. Number 13, Workman has worked his way around the corner. Looks like he's going to go out of bounds, and he's going to be 1 yard past the stick, T-Roy. So they will be moving the sticks. And here it is, T-Roy. Was an opportunity, hopefully, to make it short and something for the Raiders to consider. But it's looked like it's going to be 1st down and 10. 2:27 remaining in the first half. It is 21, your Forrest Rockets, and 6 for the visiting team, Richland Raiders, T-Roy.
And Noble, you just hope they can keep them out of the end zone here before halftime. Richland shedding tacklers. Great individual run there, as that was Daniel Hewitt.
Number 4, Daniel Hewitt on the game.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy. He was breaking tackles, and looks like I don't know exactly what was wrong with our footing or whatever the case was, but that young man, the way he ran that time, Daniel Hewitt, number 4 for the Raiders, he's a senior as well. He should get a few more touches running the ball like that, T-Roy.
Yeah, no doubt. They got it down close now. So let's see if they can punch it in here. Would be a big lift for the Raiders.
He's short. He's short, T-Roy. There was no gap for him to go through. A lot of penetration for the blue jerseys. Now, he was very patient, very poised back there that time, but there was no hole for him to fall into.
Clock continues to move here.
Stop short.
Workman short, T-Roy. They got a long 1 yard. Long 1 yard in order to get across the goal line.
Can the Rockets hold? Back to the ground. Workman, he'll punch it in. Nicely done that time off the right side. And Richland will get a little closer here. Noble, do you go for 2 this early?
I don't think you do this early, T-Roy. Oh, T-Roy, there's a flag, but it's after the play. So before we get too excited, that took place after the play. So here's the thing. Now going for 2 probably won't be a consideration at all, because I'm going to assume with the Rockets getting excited, that's going to be against the Raiders. It's going to probably push them back, T-Roy. But it did happen after the play. It's going to be a dead ball.
So I guess this makes the decision.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders.
A little easier here as Richland gets within 21-12 here. Had to feel good for them, Noble. Rockets have outplayed the Raiders here in the first half, and Richland came into this game, of course, after what had happened to the Rockets, all the injuries that the Rockets had sustained, a favorite heading in, and the underdog has taken it to the favorite here tonight.
Certainly have, T-Roy, and as I told you earlier, any given Friday, this is why you suit up and play the games, T-Roy. You don't look at it on paper. You suit up and play the game. So, again, they enforcing the penalty on the extra point, T-Roy. And I think it goes back old school. You ask yourself, do you enforce the penalty on the extra point, or do you enforce the penalty on the kick return? So, Rockets have selected on the extra point.
Yeah, they're going to take them out of range here. They missed the extra point, so this is going to be a 17-yard point after try. Got some time, steps up in the pocket toward the end zone. Pass is caught, but I think he has denied the end zone.
He had to come out of the end zone and come back and get it, T-Roy. Great job of coverage. And I got to have somebody tell me who that corner is over there. He broke up a pass earlier, and he made that tackle that time, T-Roy.
Stays 21-12 Rockets.
Hometown banking. It's having your decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take the time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits while still being able to talk to a living, breathing human. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice for hometown banking, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
And welcome back. Richland trailing 21-12. Couple of touchdowns for the Raiders, but missed extra points.
Not only that, missed extra points, but Coach Eli Stevenson, I take my hat off to you, sir. I hadn't done the math quite as quickly as you did. Take the analytics out of the game. He took 2 points off the board that time, T-Roy, with that penalty.
Trimble, high kick, taken center of the field. Return gets it across the 25 out to about the 27, maybe the 28.
Number 3, Antonio.
That's going to be Marable on the return, the freshman. And now the Rockets, no timeouts remaining. 1 minute and 23 seconds. And Noble, I think if you're the Rockets here, you see what happens on the first couple of plays. You don't have any timeouts, but, hey, get down the field, see if you hit something. Try to score a few more points. Just don't want to have a turnover here.
You don't, and I tell you what, the best way to get down the field is with your quarterback, but we don't know if they're going to pass it or run. Probably a run, T-Roy.
They go to the ground. Liam Bell with it. Bell hammers his way forward across the 30, finally pushed back as he gets out to the 31, maybe the 32. Good hard running by Bell. He's just a punishing runner.
He is, T-Roy, and you have to take your hat off to him. In between the tackles, it seems to be Bell's call. Anytime between the tackles, he's having a great deal of success.
2nd and 6, 55 seconds and counting now as they look to throw. Hill gets outside, eludes the rush. Now he'll tuck it and run. Cuts it back across the 35 out to about the 36, maybe 37. He'll be shy of his first down.
Taken down by number 38, Reed Callahan.
Got around the corner, T-Roy. use that intellect that he has, that great IQ, high IQ, football IQ, got around the corner. He had a defender that he shook back there, and I wasn't sure if the defender was going to catch up to him, but I wanted him to put the ball away, but he certainly was not going to throw it downfield and covered. So.
They don't have to snap it here. Play clock and game clock are equal. They will take a shot here as they go back to the ground with Swift. Swift gets swung around as he picks up his first down. He'll go down at about the 41-yard line, and that is how we will end this first half of play here. Senior night 2022. It has been a great job for the Rockets.
Coach calling for the spike.
They're going to get up.
Coach calling for them to spike the ball.
They do get it 1 second left. I didn't think they had time, Noble.
Coach was real poised over here. I was watching him in a pause, and I love it. You know that young men going to feed off the head coach, so Coach stayed real poised about it. Didn't try to shake up his freshman Ryan Hill quarterback that time, and Ryan Hill modeled the coach, stayed real poised, spiked the ball. 1 second left, T-Roy, as you say.
Very surprised they were able to get up to the line of scrimmage and get that done.
Hey, you work on those things in practice, T-Roy, so you and I shouldn't be surprised. We know how much time and work they put in and give up time on the weekends and all the extra game film and all the repetition to play this and run that back and forth. So reset.
1 second. Let's see what they got. They'll heave it down the field. Hill pass picked off at the 35 with the return, 45 midfield stripe, and taken out of bounds as the half will draw to a close. Rockets, wow, what a difference a couple of weeks made. Held scoreless by Cascade. They pick up 21 here in the first half against Richland. They'll go to the locker room with a 9-point cushion, 21-12 here as we have reached halftime.
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital serves the veterinary needs of Marshall County. They've grown to a 4-doctor practice specializing in small animal medicine. They offer advanced medicine, surgery, and nursing care in a personal and relaxed environment with the utmost compassion for their patients. For your pet's grooming and boarding needs, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital. Call 931-359-5945 to schedule an appointment for your pet.
And a blessing to be your band director. Your musical versatility has been an asset to this band, both on the field
and welcome back here at halftime. Folks, we continue to battle technical difficulties here. We are, for some reason, losing our stream, which not exactly sure. It looks like it's got to do with the ability to get the signal, which we shouldn't have any difficulty with, but it looks as though it's kind of kicking off and on. So I think we're losing our power, so we'll just have to continue to go off, come back on, and try to reset again. So we apologize profusely for that, but at least it's happened here at halftime as the Rockets lead it 21-12. Ricky, take a look at the stats. They're going to tell us a big story.
8 carries for 54 yards in the first half. He had a touchdown of 4 yards. Liam Bell was, again, you mentioned it last several weeks. Liam Bell, tough running, tough yards. He gets the tough yards. 5 carries for 24 yards tonight for Liam. Good job picking up those tough yards. And Eli Bell, 4 carries for 53 yards. 3 of those 4 carries good for first downs for Eli tonight. And Chris Davis, 1 carry for 0 yards. Pass receiving tonight for the Rockets. Gavin Grissom caught one for 37, and Chris Davis caught a big one, a 34-yarder, and it was for a touchdown.
Yes, that was a wonderful job. Good pass, and really nice job by him of being able to stay in bounds.
Individual now for the Richland Raiders. Daniel Hewitt, 3 carries for 28 yards. Trevor Meadows, 1 carry for 13. And the workhorse, Mr. Workman, Ethan Workman, 14 carries for 84 yards. He had a couple of touchdowns for Richland in the first half. Quarterback Bryce Miller, 6 carries for 24. Andrew Huff, 6 carries for 31. A couple of pass receptions for Richland tonight. Ethan Workman caught 2 for 23 yards. Rockets lead it here at halftime, 21-12.
Ricky, wonderful job. You couldn't have expected the way they came out here. Just to give them all the credit in the world. They have just really bowed their backs tonight and made a stand. Their backs are against the wall, and they have come out fighting.
Boy, I'll say that Polecat offense, hadn't seen that in quite a while, maybe years. I think that's what the name of that is, the Polecat. It was pretty fun to watch. I enjoyed that first couple of plays.
It was stinky for Richland, for sure.
Stunk it up right quick there. Forced Richland to call a couple of timeouts early, and then got them out of timeouts early in the ball game.
Ricky, you have to like the way that they came out and, as you said, did some different things. Really caught Richland off guard, made them take a few timeouts. Taking it to the opponent. I felt like, and I said it in the pregame, I felt like we needed to have something go well early, get some early momentum. That's exactly what those first couple of plays did. It really put Richland on their heels, and the Rockets kind of kept that momentum after that.
I really like it. Look at this stat here. How many penalties does the Rockets have in the first half?
0.
I love that stat.
How many punts have they had in the first half?
0. No punts, no penalties. So it's a good offensive show here for the Rockets, and playing with the reserves. I mean, all kinds of reserves in the ball game tonight. You got to take your hats off to the Rockets tonight and get it done offensively.
Just you cannot say enough. I mean, this team is depleted. Injuries have ravaged them, especially along the line. What do? They come out here tonight with guys who are getting their first starts, and they run the football very well. 39 yards a couple of weeks ago in their last game against Cascade. How many here tonight in the first half again, Ricky?
165 in the first half, so great job of getting it done. In the offensive line, playing pretty loose in there, and then it shows up by the score and by the stats.
Just a wonderful effort. They still, of course, have 24 minutes of football to play. You got to seal the deal, but so far they have been equal to the challenge.
Richland having trouble with their extra point attempts, so it's a 2-score game because of that. 21-12, a 9-point Rocket lead here at halftime.
Yeah, G-Square, he becomes more and more valuable the more you see him, and especially in a game like this. What a job that they have done here in this first half. Rockets continue to lead it. 9-point cushion here at the break. We'll take another timeout, and we'll return.
Know that with Apex Banking Online, you can access your accounts, pay bills, and send money to friends and family anytime. Our online banking feature gives you the advantage of secure banking right from anywhere. With our mobile app and online services, banking has never been more convenient. We're here to serve you wherever you go. Visit us in Chapel Hill or call 931-246-7105. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway.
And welcome back as the Rocket Band of Blue seniors being recognized here at halftime. And Ricky, I think the Gremlins just continue here technically tonight. We've had a lot of trouble with the huddle cam that we've used, of course, for our field shots, and it not working at present time. We've had all kinds of trouble with the audio and not really sure what is going on, but it seems to be system-wide here tonight.
I'm really encouraged about the new wrinkle that showed up in the first series of downs for the Rockets. Just Ryan Hill just took the ball, nobody out there on him, just one or two guys, and made something happen there. Right, got the fans excited.
Yes, and that's what you wanted. I mean, after the performance from a couple of weeks ago, you wanted to try to get something to get people involved early, get a little life, get a little spark, get a little hope instilled in this fan base, and that's exactly what they did. And you know, you got to hold on. We said still got some football to play here, but so far so good.
We sure do. And that's such a fun setup there, that polecat offense. I don't know who's eligible to catch a pass, and I'm not sure the referees do.
You know, and here's the great thing about it. It's something they've seen what you've done. You've never put that on film. I mean, wow.
No, it's nothing there to look at. You're right. We may come back out this third quarter and do it again because we're going to receive the ball.
Yeah, and I thought too that was a gutty move. I thought they would take it when they won the toss. I thought for sure they would take the football and try to get a little momentum offensively. Yeah. But they said, you know what, defense, we're gonna trust you that you can get the job done. They did, and then the offense took over.
First time I believe that's happened this year. We deferred to the second half, and great move.
This has been a really strange game, Ricky. Both of these teams have done some different things. And, you know, we talked about Richland being able to spread the football around and use their passing game. Well, that's not what they've done. When they have scored, it's been running Workman.
Yeah. He's got both of them. Let's see, his first one was from 17 yards out, which he broke it outside and made it look kind of easy there. And then the next one was a 1 yard just right up the middle, and just got it in there. But he's a workhorse. His name's Workman, and he's going to be hard to stop in the second half.
Ricky, think about this. Against Collinwood in their last game, Miller put the ball in the air 19 times. He was 10 of 19 for 132 yards, a touchdown, and a couple of picks. But that has not been their offense here in the first half.
No, it hasn't. Only 2 for 5 in the first half for 23 yards. And one of those receptions was on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, so, I mean,
they haven't put it in their offensive scheme yet.
Both of these teams have said, you know, I think we're going to do things a little bit differently. Both of them coming off losses, disappointing losses. Of course, Richland at 5-1. Collinwood was not expected to stay in the ball game with them and ended up beating them.
Yeah.
And, of course, what happened here a couple of weeks ago, Rocket fans are just saying, hey, let's just put this out of our mind. And no better way to do that than to come out here and play the way they did in the second or in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's correct. And the Rocket offense getting it done. Defense, not too many bad jobs of tackling. I saw one or two maybe that I was kind of disappointed in, but for overall, pretty fair job, I thought, tonight.
Yeah, and you know, Ricky, here's another thing. Let's kind of do a little scoreboard surfing here and kind of see what we're looking at. We talked about all the possibilities coming into this thing that the Rockets needed to fall into place. A couple of big games out there in the second quarter. Cascade is leading Loretta 13-6. So one of the scenarios that we needed to happen if we lost tonight was Cascade to lose out. Right now they're beating Loretta, so it becomes even more important to win. Collinwood, of course, they beat Richland last week. They're getting hammered tonight by Moore County, 35-0. Cornersville, big game for them at halftime. They're up on Wayne County 12-7. Of course, our score here 21-12 with Forrest on top. Eagleville and Huntland hadn't got a score on them. We don't have a Mount Pleasant and Summertown score as of yet, although you have the sneaking suspicion that you know how that one's going to turn out. You know, still some football to play here, but for the Rockets, they needed to win this one tonight. And with that Loretta and Cascade score, it becomes even more important that they do so. Once again, we said they need to hold that tiebreaker over somebody, and they need a little help in a couple of weeks. They need to win against Mount Pleasant. That would really do the trick, get them into the playoffs. But, you know, here tonight, you didn't know what to expect. All the injuries, all the uncertainty with how they played a couple of weeks ago. Boy, what a difference a couple of weeks have made.
You know, that coming out like we saw in that with the polecat, and that leaves something in the Richland coach's mind. Are they going to do that again? And that puts a little pressure on the Richland defense because they don't know what we're going to come out with.
Most definitely.
The way we started this game.
Let's take a break as we will have our second half kickoff coming up here from the Rocks. Senior night, Rockets halfway home. They lead it 21-12.
Oh no, what I would do without you to show me the way and the truth. I don't know what I would do. if I didn't have you. If I didn't have you.
Your local agents, Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
The Underdog Rockets leading it here at halftime, 21-12. Troy Cash and Ricky Sweeney. Noble Mays will be stepping back in here in a few moments. Peter, Michael running the board and the camera respectively. Mission accomplished here early on.
I like what you said. You said the Underdog Rockets. And I think that may be making them play a little looser, not as much pressure on to get it done when you depleted in with the number of players that we have on the injured list tonight. It's amazing that we're even in this game.
You know,
in my opinion.
I think that's the thing. I think they have just kind of
For the Rockets, number 2, Tayton Swift, number 6, Liam Bell, and number 22, Eli Bell.
second half set to get underway here as Richland set to put it in the air. 44, Colton Trimble approaches, and this second half is underway. Ball taken at about the 2-yard line, center of the field. Swift with it right up the middle, stays on his feet, 35-40, trying to break a tackle, and Richland touchdown saving tackle for the Raiders as Swift almost broke it.
T-Roy, I won't be able to call all 5 names because I only caught 3. I was looking at a little bit of the action there. Antonio Marable, number 3, and number 22, Eli Bell. That is 40% of that 5-man wedge that you had there. So I can only account for 40% of them. The other 60%, the other 3 young men, I apologize to you all, but excellent call out of the locker room. Wedge, old school wedge. Great job of vision.
They'll move it around now. Bell ends up being the deep back. Give right side. Eli Bell across the midfield stripe, gets into Raider territory before he is brought down there.
Number 22, Eli Bell on the carry.
T-Roy,
number 38,
not exactly ahead of the sticks on that 2-yard carry that time, but second down will be real important. That may dictate exactly what we do on third down, and depending on what we do on third down will certainly dictate if we gamble on this side of the 50 here.
Give again. Swift got a block, cuts it back inside 45, stays on his feet down to about the 43, where the Rockets will face a third and short here in Noble. How big would it be? We talked about needing something to happen good for them early in the game. How big would it be to score right here and stretch it out to a 2+ possession game?
They won't be equivalent. They won't be equal, but it will be big. Now it's huge to stay momentum and stay focused early in the game because you don't want to get out of a game when you say you was underdog. But it would be big here also.
Pearson in as a tight end right side. They go straight up the middle, and Noble, you just talk about refusing to quit when he gets in that hole. Liam Bell is just strong in the hole, forcing his way forward, Noble. That great body lean, but also superior strength as he gets into the hole.
I tell you what, T-Roy, it doesn't take a genius to say exactly what I'm about to say. When you go back and you look at the stats and you go back and look at everything, when you go back and look at your plays, you'll see between the tackles again, Liam Bell. You'll see going wide to be Tatum Swift, and then your freshmen, they'll come in and mix it up. But it's going to be power game with Lynnville.
1st and 10 from the 41. Hill looking to throw, rolling right. Sets and fires down the sideline pass, underthrown and picked off. Trying to get it to Davis again. That time, 19, Jaden Pryor, the sophomore, with the pick.
Pass intercepted by number 19, Jaden Pryor.
And he just didn't have as much on that one, Noble.
It did not, T-Roy. And that ball, I don't know if the ball or what exactly is going on. I see his teammates trying to get him back up. So certainly hope that he doesn't stay down very long because he's been crucial on defense in that secondary. But that ball that was intercepted prior to the half also didn't come out very clean either. So I don't know if it's something with the grip of the ball or thumb or whatever's going on, but I certainly know he's not going to complain about it. So pick your head up, Ryan Hill. We need you on defense right now, young man.
Now Richland with a stop. They take over at their own 15-yard line. Just under 10 minutes left here in the third quarter. Raiders get it for the first time. They trail by 9 at 21-12. Miller tried a little misdirection there, but the Rockets were equal to the task as they stopped the ball carrier cold. And Noble, you see the emotion.
I do, T-Roy, and I told you it's emotion on the sideline as well, T-Roy. I told you in the first half you had the coaching staff slapping headgears, T-Roy. And I got to tell you, my man, this is game number 8. I have not seen any of that kind of energy and electricity all season, and they got a lot of energy and pumping hearts out there tonight.
Chris Davis knifing through for a 3-yard loss. Back to the ground, Richland. Outside now, back inside with a good cut. Across the 20 out to about the 21-22 is Workman.
Workman on the carry.
Noble, he's still going to be, after a good game, though, still a 3rd down and long here.
You know why he's 3rd down and long? Because we forgot to give a little credit to Chris Davis on that first down play, T-Roy. That tackle for a loss that he had, blitzed the gap that time. T-Roy, I know we don't have those stats, my man, but I tell you, man, I think this linebacker core, these running backs on defense, I think they have been superb, maybe even better on defense than on offense.
I'm telling you. Back to the power game, and Noble, I'm scratching my head after that one. The Rockets have been really equal to the task of them running up the middle for the most part. They line up again 2 tight ends and say, hey, we're going to come right at you, and nothing doing.
Other than that one drive when it looked as though the Rockets were going to have to, when they called a timeout and had to try to find the answer for it. Other than that, the Rockets, as you said, T-Roy, they have been up to the task of that power game for the Raiders. But I don't know why the Raiders decided to do that, particularly 3rd down on that side of their field. Should have put themselves in a position to give quarterback an opportunity, Bryce Miller, to put the ball in the air.
Houston Matlock back at the midfield stripe. Punt away. He'll backpedal. Let this one hit. Actually a good punt for the Raiders there, as it's going to be down at the 40-yard line.
Raiders punt goes out of
So
bounds.
about a 40-yard punt net,
Rockets
39 to be exact. But a good job there by the Raiders to make the Rockets have to work a little harder here.
Yes, indeed. Kicked the ball away from Houston that time, and a ball went out of bounds. And fortunately for the Rockets, it went out of bounds, T-Roy, because it still has some roll in it.
It did. It kicked and really took a nice hop. Got out of bounds at the 40. Now the Rockets will take back over.
Look here, T-Roy. Look at inside wide receiver. That's Swift that time. Let's put the athletes in space, T-Roy.
They've done it again here. They've gone as you used to say with that little polecat formation. This time Hill will keep, and he gets punished as he did not get back to the line of scrimmage. That time Richland had it diagnosed pretty well.
They did have it diagnosed pretty well, but Hill needs them to block a little better than that. I'll go ahead and say it for you, Ryan Hill. I know you're the freshman quarterback, and it wouldn't be polite for you to say it, but you got to go back to the huddle, and you got to tell the fellas, hey, guys, I need a little help with that. That's not exactly how we executed in practice this week.
Levi Van Patten back in the game at the receiver position. He'll line up wide right. Hill under center. Wing right as they will give coming that way. Bell, little stutter step at the line of scrimmage. No place to go. That time, good penetration by the Raider front. So it'll bring up now 3rd down and long, 3rd and 10.
Rockets have had a great deal of success with the little misdirection coming back opposite way in the first half. But Raiders maybe went in, made a few adjustments. I'm going to try to keep my eye and see if they maybe got 1 or 2 more people in the box or what they're doing different. But no success that time on the inside. And these first 2 plays by the Rockets put them in a real tough situation here on 3rd down, T-Roy.
Blaine Meeks in the contest, 38. He'll line up wide left. Swift in a slot. Out of the gun is Hill on 3rd down and 10. Rolling to his left. Sets and fires downfield. It's intended for Swift, who makes a diving attempt but cannot reel it in as he was down at about the Richland 28-yard line. So it will force a 4th down punt here from the Rockets. So right now, Noble, it's kind of one of these things where both teams come out punching a little bit. You got to see who can land the first big blow here.
Yes, indeed. Not necessarily throwing any haymakers, as you said there, but a couple little jabs here and trying to – now we got to go to the body a little bit, but that
Rockets ahead on points right now, though.
Hey, all you need to do is win 10-9 at the end of each round, T-Roy, and then at the end of that, when the judges get ready to make their decisions, they say, hey, and we'll go ahead with the upset. But that pass that time, only person who had a chance to catch it would have been Swift, so that was a better pass that time.
First punt for Cohen Grissom. Gets it out of there. High punt. It will kick back. Kind of like a little wedge shot. Took a little kick back, a Richland kick back, and they'll take over at their own 41-yard line here. Is a little more than 6 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. 6:20 to be exact, and Richland will take back over.
T-Roy, you said something, and I hope that I heard you right. You said Meeks a second ago. What number is Meeks?
38.
Thank you very much. I've been trying to figure all night who Meeks was, and I know you've been preoccupied with the technology over there, but Meeks have played one heck of some cover corner over there on an island on that left side tonight. And speaking of that, he's over here on the right end this time, right in your face in your living room.
Richland lines up power. Keep her off that left side. This time a big hole. Midfield stripe, 45. Staying on his feet down to about the 40-yard line, and that time the Red Sea parted for Workman.
Yes, indeed. Raiders did their job, executed the X's and O's to perfection. They kicked out the defensive end that time, and the tackle blocked inside, and there was the hole right there. No linebacker there to fill that space, and the cornerback wasn't able to come up. So as a result of that, got to the 2nd level real quick.
Under 6 left here in the 3rd quarter. Richland with a 1st down in Rocket territory. Back to Workman. Workman powering his way forward, and it's a Workman-like effort as he gets across the 35 down to about the 34. Is Richland trying to go back to that power game now?
My thoughts exactly, T-Roy. I'm glad you spoke right into it. Right inside the tackles is what they're working on. And, again, we talked about it on the last drive when they were unsuccessful with that. But it looks like that's going to be the game plan for Richland. And the one success they had on that one particular drive early in the game was the power game.
Back to the ground, getting outside. 30, 25, still on his feet is Davis. Will bring the ball carrier 16, who is Andrew Huff, down, give Workman a break.
Yes,
another 1st down.
And I was looking that time, and a great job. I thought maybe we might get a little horse collar or something of that nature, but did an excellent job of being able to bring the running back down without being penalized for it.
Ball at the 21 of Forrest. 1st down, Richland. Approaching the 5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. 5:15 now as they snap this one. Straight up the middle, picking his way in between traffic. And it's just an unrelenting ground attack.
It is. Swihart found a way to get in the backfield that time. Not able to bring the ball tackler down that time, but had some penetration there. And if we're going to stop this power game, the only way I know how to stop it is you have to have some penetration.
2nd and 7 now after the gain of 3. Workman to take the snap. Or check that. That's Miller back in. Goes right side, stays on his feet. Davis hops on for a ride like a cowboy on a Bronco there, trying to bust him as he gets down inside the 10 and continues to hustle his way toward the goal line. And Richland knocking on the door now, 1st and goal.
You don't want to be singing no 80s songs, no Steel Horse Out Ride or nothing like that. So
no.
you want to try to bring that big man down. You don't want to catch no ride with him.
From the 6, 1st and goal. Workman straight up the middle. And that time the Rockets took a chance. They brought the linebackers off the edges, kind of a little run blitz there, and made the stop.
Coach Bridges was thinking exactly what I was thinking. I done had enough of this, he said, so we're going to bring some pressure. And we've seen a lot of that in the first half. I seen Swift coming in off a blitz several times, and we've seen Chris Davis a lot of times also making his way in penetration. And Swihart mentioned his name several times as well in the backfield.
2nd and goal from the 7. Back to the ground they go. trying to get outside, and Davis just says, no, not tonight. Not on this series. You're not going to get there on my watch. Huff taken down in a nice individual effort by Davis.
Had a little hole that time, and Chris Davis filled the hole, and that's what's been missing for the majority of this drive is somebody filling that hole. Chris Davis filled it that time.
3rd down and goal, and Noble, we've seen Richland has trouble with the kicking game. So what do you do here?
You don't kick. That's what you do. You don't kick.
Rockets are going to take time out. Big defensive series coming up here.
Hometown banking. It's having your decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take the time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits while still being able to talk to a living, breathing human. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice for hometown banking, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
More than likely 2-down territory here for the Raiders. 3rd down as they're just inside the 5. Snap back. Pass into the end zone, and it is incomplete.
That's some of that tackle eligible, and that's the reason why all tackles are not eligible, T-Roy.
Exactly. He was wide open. It was like you watch on the Water Boy with Farmer Fran. He was sunning back there, had his straps up, waiting for the pass, just forgot to catch it.
And unfortunately, he tried to catch it with his hands, and he needed that to fall right into his pad.
4th down. They go back to the ground, trying to get outside, and did he get there? Yes, he did.
Wow. He stumbled.
Richland went quick too, Noble.
Stumbled his way off in there, and as you said, T-Roy, you stole my thoughts there. Didn't look like the Rockets were quite ready for what was about to take place that time. And again, real easy for Richland to make that decision early, because if you play-by-play man can tell me that they've had trouble in the kicking game, then they knew early on they were not kicking the ball with the score being what it was.
They'll try it again. Get it down, kick in the air, and it is good. Just snuck it inside the right upright, and with just over 3 minutes left, 3:12 to be exact here in the 3rd. New score, 21-19 Rockets.
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Orton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital serves the veterinary needs of Marshall County. They've grown to a 4-doctor practice specializing in small animal medicine. They offer advanced medicine, surgery, and nursing care in a personal and relaxed environment with the utmost compassion for their patients. For your pet's grooming and boarding needs, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital. Call 931-359-5945 to schedule an appointment for your pet.
Richland Workman from 4 yards out. Point after try good, and we got ourselves a 2-point game here at 21-19 here with 3:12 left in the 3rd. Richland gotten themselves. It hadn't been a work of art for them, but they've hung around, Noble.
They certainly have, T-Roy, and found themselves back into this game, T-Roy.
High kick fumbled by Bell, and he'll have to try to get on it. It's a mad scramble.
That's Raiders ball.
I believe Richland was able to get it.
Oh, that's going to be Rockets. I think the Rockets have the ball. Boy, it was a whole lot of white jerseys down there.
I'm telling you, there were cause for concern there. I thought at the last minute it looked like Bell was about to pick it up, and then someone came sliding in.
I thought the young man who slid in actually might have slid right into the ball that time.
That's what I had thought, Noble, to be honest with you.
Here, I can't see, and this is only speculation. Maybe when he slid in, the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just speculation. I don't know if the ball was recovered by the Rockets, but Rockets have the ball, and that's all that matters.
Rockets pinned deep, though, at their own 9. Trying to run the football, just try to get a little breathing room, but Richland that time up front stiffens.
Yes, they did, T. Roy, and ball didn't go out of bounds on the kickoff, and as a result, we pinned pretty deep, T. Roy, and got to go conservative. But matter of fact, I don't know that you have to go conservative, but that seems to be the playbook, I guess, 21-19.
Noble, I didn't see the penalty marker come out. I think it's on the Rockets. So it looks like they're going to back them up even further here. Let's see what we get. It's on Forrest, as we said, and they're going to decline the penalty.
Excellent,
no gain.
Excellent. Yes, indeed. I'm not going to give you another down. No, sir.
Yeah.
You're already deep enough. You're not going to know. Yes, indeed.
Legal procedure and 2nd down and 10 now facing the Rockets. And, Noble, this time you want to get a couple of first downs. Richland here really looking to flip the field.
They are, T. Roy, and that penalty just showed you by declining it why we want to give you half the distance to the goal line and give you a whole nother down to try to get your first down. So great call by Richland.
I like that call, yeah.
Excellent call.
2nd down. They'll shift around. Bell again will be the lone setback. Give left side Swift. Breaks free. Gets up the sideline. Swift finally brought down, but that will be what will get you out of the shadow of your own goal line and really give you a little flexibility here.
Yes, indeed. Lynnville, number 6, and number 21, Levi Van Patten over on the left side over there doing a fine job of blocking. And then after that, strong individual effort that time by Swift.
Yeah, Swift did a nice job. Picked up 26 and a huge first down. Gets them out to the 35 now. A little room to operate as the clock continues to wind down here in this 3rd quarter of action.
And looks like Meeks and Swift going to be wide out, T. Roy. And, again, you know me. I like to put the athletes in space and get the ball to them quickly.
Now watch. Let's see if Richland, they adjusted well the last time they ran this formation. As Hill now to throw. Looks, goes down the middle. Got Swift back there. Pass is caught. Swift with a beautiful – no.
It's an interception, T. Roy. White jersey, number 1. He was on the inside that time. Trevor Meadows.
I thought Swift got it, Noble, at first.
No, the inside man that was trailing him that time brought. It was two Rockets over there, and the other one came over. The one who was, I think, guarding Meeks was able to see the ball in there, and he came over and got it, T. Roy. So. Swift was behind his man, and it's been a couple times tonight Swift has been behind his man. But that time I think it was Meeks' defender who came off of Meeks, and he got the ball in there.
It's just an incomplete pass.
Is that all it is? Okay.
Yeah, just an incomplete pass.
All this excitement on not only the fans but from me. All right.
I thought Swift actually had gotten it. I thought he had his hands on it, but it falls incomplete. So that much better result, incomplete pass, than what you thought it was. So
yes,
we'll take it.
And I'll tell you what, I'm glad the official was out there because number 1, Meadows, he sold me on it.
2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll shift around. Now it will be Swift and Bell split in the backfield. And that little confusion, Coach Eli Stevenson's going to burn a timeout. We'll take it as well. Rockets continue to lead by 2.
You can't have it all. At Brooks Grocery, they've got farm fresh fruits and vegetables, a deli with a selection of freshly prepared favorites, Brooks specialties like Ava's pimento cheese and Adam's chicken salad, freshly made pies, cakes, and desserts. And who could possibly forget the best meat department you'll find anywhere? Great selection, online ordering, and friendly customer service. Brooks Grocery, the place you'll find your next favorite food.
Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal was to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
Rockets as we return. 2nd down and 10. Had to burn a timeout there. Would love to put some points on the board right here. Richland's got it back within 2. Got a little momentum as there's a large contingent that's made the short drive from Lynnville. They're making some noise right now. As the Rockets go back to the ground, ball stripped away. It is on the sidelines, but did it get out of bounds? No. Richland was able to, and there's number 1, Trevor Meadows, was able to get it. I thought maybe it was going to get out of bounds before he could corral it, but a good individual effort there by Meadows.
Yes, indeed. He was able to get it before it went out of bounds. Ball was bouncing out of bounds. T-Roy, 25-yard difference. I was just looking here. Meadows had an opportunity, what I thought was an interception, but he didn't get it. Now he ended up with the fumble recovery, 25 yards to the advantage of Richland this time.
Yeah, from the 38-yard line. 2 minutes left here. 3rd quarter. Richland trying to take their first lead of the night. They've got it deep in Rocket territory after the turnover. Once again, fake. Here comes Workman again, spinning off a couple of would-be tacklers and really getting hit hard. Swift, I think, does the cleanup duty.
He got some help from Ryan Hill also. That's that 7 there, 2 and 5. T-Roy, one put the left shoulder on him, the other put the right shoulder on him, T-Roy, and they both thrust into him.
Only problem is Workman continues to pile up the yardage. He picked up 7 there, 2nd down and 3 as he got down to the 31.
That was good misdirection there. Good ball fake that time.
Once again, this time they go back to the ground with Miller, who will get outside. Miller race down the sideline. Can he get to the corner? He'll beat Davis. Touchdown, Raiders. And Richland has taken their first lead of the night here with a $1:20 left here in the 3rd quarter.
T-Roy, doesn't look like the same defense we've been talking about all night. The last 2 plays been missed tackles. That's the reason why Workman was able to get the 7 yards you talked about was a missed tackle, and then doesn't look like the same defense.
Here's the thing. When you bring everyone in tight, if you miss that first tackle, there's not a whole lot of help back there.
I give you that, but they hadn't been missing a lot of tackles.
No, they haven't. No. Extra point try on the way, and this one is good. So Trimble able to nail the point after try. And so with a $1:20 left here in the 3rd, Richland has taken their first lead of the night. It is 26-21 Raiders. We'll be back.
Oh no, what I would do without you to show me the way and the truth. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you. If I didn't have you.
Your local agents, Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
And welcome back. Richland trying to punch their ticket into the playoffs. Rockets trying to hang on and give themselves a shot at getting in. One score update right now. Loretta is on top of Cascade 20-13. Kick a short one. Taken, and Richland good coverage as they got downfield. And now this Rocket offense will be challenged with trying to get the momentum back here.
And speaking of momentum, I need the Rockets offense to show up because at Richland crowd over there done started to make a little noise over there. I actually forgot they were here for a while, T-Roy.
That's one thing you're very happy to do because that means your team's playing well.
Yes, indeed. I didn't even know they had made the trip until you told me they made it.
Mount Pleasant leading Summertown in the other region game tonight 34-0. No big surprise there.
mishandled the snap that time. T-Roy threw the whole playoff that time. Hand off that time to Bell going on the left side, but the snap was not clean that time between center and quarterback and shotgun.
Every possession, Noble, and we don't have to say this a whole lot, but every possession you get means one less time you're going to get it. You got to do something with it. Every one becomes more important here. You got to convert.
I tell you what,
second down.
You just explained it clearly, but you got to multiply that now because you only got one quarter left. Now, early in the game, you can't be that hyperbole about it.
Give Bell shifting his way through the hole. He breaks free, gets down the sideline, and finally be taken down at about the 40-yard line, and I don't know how he got out of that, Noble.
I tell you how. He is Liam Bell, 6'1",
exactly.
195 pounds. And I got to say it to you again, T-Roy. From the first time I met him, I tried to tell you I only know one Liam, and he said he had a special set of skills. And this Liam Bell here, sir, you had a special set of skills.
The Belldozer just runs over a couple of guys in the hole, lives to tell about it into Richland territory. The quick pass outside. Swift stays in bounds. It's a foot race down the sideline, and Tate Swift is going to win it. They didn't wrap up, and what happened to the Rockets on the last possession happened to the Raiders here, and Tate Swift's superior strength after taking the first hit stayed in bounds, sideline, tight-roped it down the sideline, 40 yards for the touchdown, and the Rockets back on top.
Neither Coach Eli Stevenson, neither Noble Mays is a genius. I told you, get your playmakers in space. They gave Swift the ball. Levi Van Patten made a block out there, and here's what Swift did. Rather than going inside, he got outside. He broke the one tackle, and he used that God-given speed that he had, and it's a foot race down the sideline. I'm betting on Swift every time.
Low snap. Matlock does a good job of gathering that one in, and G-Square hammers it home. One final gasp left here in the third quarter. Rockets retake the lead, 28-26.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
The Rockets respond. 40-yard touchdown pass from Hill to Swift. They retake the lead at 28-26. 3 ticks of the clock left here in the third quarter. Great job by the Rockets. They took a big punch, but they punched right back. G-Square's kick taken center of the field at the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, breaking outside 30, 35, still on his feet, and out to the 40-yard line, and I had my heart in my throat, Noble, as he was coming up the field.
You've heard me say it several times, T-Roy. Lane assignment, lane assignment, lane assignment. It was too many lanes not covered that time, T-Roy. But before we get back to this game, I got to say it, and folks going to think I'm crazy going into the fourth quarter, T-Roy. We'll tell them when we come back from the break.
Oh, we'll keep it here, Noble. That's 28-26, as you see on the screen here. Big-time return, and this is kind of turning into one of those heavyweight fights where they're just standing in the center of the ring trading punches right now.
It is, T-Roy, and since we're going to keep it here, I'll slow it down a second. I said it in the last game 2 weeks ago, and I know folks are going to think I'm crazy, particularly how lopsided the score was. I told you offense 2 weeks ago, I was impressed with it. They changed the game plan up. Not very effective, but the things that I seen a lot of passing. I seen a more balanced attack. Ryan Hill had more attempts, but they also got the ball to the athletes in space. And all I'm saying, and same thing I was trying to say 2 weeks ago, when the coaching staff decided to change the philosophy, What they decided to do was give the playmakers an opportunity to make plays. And that's all football is about. If you just simply say, hey, I want to try to maximize my playmakers. I want to optimize the amount of times they touch the ball. And here's the thing, T-Roy. Swift. All night long, every time they come up to the lane, Swift has been on the inside line over there, and I've said, hey, Swift is wide. I want to see what they're going to do with him, and they showed me.
Richland now trying to get it back. Good job at the line of scrimmage as Bell gets in. Gets a good hit on Workman. Pickup of only a yard, 2nd down and 9 now as we are into this 4th quarter. Rockets playoff hopes hinging on a win here tonight.
Workman almost gave us that give back, T-Roy. He laid that one on the ground. We tried to get our hands on it. Was unsuccessful, though. That would have changed the whole tide.
Quick snap. Back Miller straight up the middle. Miller breaks free. Right down the middle of the field he'll go. 59 yards for a touchdown. My goodness. This has turned into two teams playing pretty good defense, and now it's like the offenses have said, hey, you've done that enough. It's time for us to shine now.
It looked like we were looking at the SEC in the first half. Now we out on the West Coast in the Pac-10.
This is Big 12 football here. It's a shootout.
I tell you what, we looked like we were looking at something early on Saturday morning in the first half. Now we look like we're looking at something late Saturday evening in the second half.
My goodness, he got through as, again, the initial tackler. Bryce Miller gets to the second level, and it was all over with. Nobody back there to stop him. 59 yards for the touchdown, and the Raiders just that quickly have retaken the lead, 32-28. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here.
That's how it works, T-Roy. All men accounted for, running back one-on-one.
Rolling right, looking. Now he'll tuck and run, trying to get there, and did he make it? Yep, got into the end zone on the roll. So Miller, 59-yard touchdown run. He finishes it off with a 2-point conversion, and Richland now has taken a 6-point lead with 11:20 left here in the 4th.
Know that with Apex Banking Online, you can access your accounts, pay bills, and send money to friends and family anytime. Our online banking feature gives you the advantage of secure banking right from anywhere. With our mobile app and online services, banking has never been more convenient. We're here to serve you wherever you go. Visit us in Chapel Hill or call 931-246-7105. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway.
And welcome back, 34-28 Raiders now. As this one has gone back and forth, we continue to monitor the score. No change between Loretto and Cascade. Mustangs leading at 20-13. That one in the 3rd quarter.
Right, T-Roy, I'm going to go check with Mr. Sweeney, our excellent statistician, in a little while. You better at it than I am. Your memory, actually, much better than anyone I know. Been 3 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes, but I'm not sure exactly the time, so I'm going to go check with Mr. Sweeney in a second and see how long these 3 touchdowns actually took between both teams.
Now, Rockets turn. Short kick taken at the 15, 20, center of the field, 25-30. And Richland trying to get him down, but Bell will break free. Now it's a foot race. Bell down the sidelines. Eli, one man to beat. He's at the 10. He's at the 5 and pushed out of bounds. And once again, the freshman electric on the kickoff return.
We're going to get a block in the back around the 40-yard line, T-Roy. And you are correct. The freshman electrifying. He had the crowd hype in the sideline, but there was a block in the back. And here's the thing, T-Roy. We would have got the ball at the 40-yard line going in, but they're going to bring this one back. But
I think at halftime, I believe both teams went in and said, you know what, let's just break out the Vaseline and put it all over the jerseys. And nobody has been able to bring people down here in the second half.
I tell you what, T-Roy, it was somewhere between the 25 and the 30-yard line. It looked like he was stopped in there in a crowd of folks, and then he just come out of it, and I heard the inflection in your voice after that.
Well, he squirted free, and I thought he might go. But, again, a great job by Bell. Still going to get good field position out of this. Even after the penalty, you start at your own 45. Plenty of time left, just over 11 minutes left here in this fourth quarter of action. Richland has retaken the lead 34-28. Rockets playing for their playoff lives. And while we got a chance, we'll tell you our next broadcast, not next Friday, next Thursday. Thursday evening from East Robertson High School.
October 20th, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
1st and 10 for the Rockets. Back to the ground they go. Swift, good hard running inside, breaks a couple of tackles. He'll be close to his first down with good body lean. I think he may have gotten it. 10 for Swift.
It's going to be real close, T-Roy. Look like they want to move the sticks, T-Roy. It's going to be real tight. Got the ball right on the line, T-Roy, right on the line.
But think about this, Noble. Your senior now on senior night, giving it to him, letting him try.
Feed me, Seymour, feed me.
Yeah.
Timeout for a measurement.
These seniors saying, hey, we are not going to go down without a fight. We're going to try to bow up here with a depleted lineup and win it here at home and give ourselves a chance. If you win tonight, you need some help still. Richland would need to lose to Loretto in their last region game of the season. Right now, Richland with 2 wins. Rockets have only got 1. Now, remember, the Rockets, if you win at Mount Pleasant, you're talking a whole different ball game right here.
So you say there's a chance?
Yes.
All right. So
there's a chance.
So you say there's a chance.
If you don't win tonight, that chance becomes about a 1% chance.
Understood. First down, T-Roy, you were correct, sir. It did look like a first down to you. Ball was right on the line. Required a little meshment as the eyes could not quite see it that well.
So into Richland territory now. Ball spotted down at the 45-yard line. Under 11 minutes left here, fourth quarter. Inside Scissor. Davis with it. Breaks 3. Davis on his way, dragging a couple of tackles as he gets inside the 20. And Noble, he's been banged up. He looked pretty fresh right there.
T-Roy, if you'll tell the folks, I think that's Pearson, right? Number 86 is
yes.
Pearson. Number 86 is Pearson. Pearson, when Pearson gets an opportunity to see this and the coaching staff look at it, they're going to say, young man, that's an excellent block. He kicked out, and T-Roy, I'll tell you, Swift, right? Swift was able to cut off of his buttocks, and woo,
Davis, that was Davis.
Davis, I apologize. Davis cut off his buttocks and showed a lightning speed there. You put that speed with the power that he has a lot of gifts.
And that's what he does so well. He's not a guy that's going to try to be the elusive guy that you're running outside. He goes north and south. You give him the football, he's great between the tackles.
Yes, he is, T-Roy, and here's also somebody great between the tackles, T-Roy.
Yeah, a couple of guys.
Lynnville that time between the tackle that time. So, yes, indeed, T-Roy. Here it is right here. It's real clear, real clear. You punch this in.
9 for Bell, 2nd down and 1 as the ball spotted down at the 10-yard line.
T-Roy, folks at home going to get mad at me because I'm probably wrong in saying this. It's a throwaway down.
Yeah.
Ryan Hill, throw a pass, Ryan Hill, throwaway down.
He'll go back to the ground and trying to get free is Swift. And did he finally regain enough balance and enough lean that he picked up his first down? I think they're going to say it's about the line of scrimmage. He is short, so now 3rd down and 1.
That's why I was calling for it, T-Roy. Everybody in the stadium was expecting run. I said, no, coach, go ahead and throw the ball. Give Ryan Hill an opportunity to throw the ball because you had to throw it there.
Just don't throw it to your lineman like Richland did.
Well, no, none of that ineligible stuff. Hey, no.
3rd down, back to the ground they go. This time Swift says, you know what? You got me the last time. You won't get me this time. He takes it 9 yards into the end zone. Peyton Swift. And the Rockets have retaken the lead. He got a good block and Noble on the cutback. When he got to the 2nd level, just a great burst of speed. He took it in, and the Rockets have retaken the lead, hopefully, after this Gavin Grissom extra point. Deadlock now at 34.
There you go. Plethora of gifts there for Swift to run down the line. The power, the speed, and the vision, as you spoke about. Had his head up, seen the hole, cut back, and went north and south. And you know G squared is good for 1.
Snap, the set, the kick are all good, and the Rockets have retaken the lead here. Just over 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. 35-34 Rockets.
Raiders 34.
This broadcast on TC Sports 1, brought to you by Advanced Eye Care Clinic, home of the real Dr. J, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan. By Amigos Mexican Grill, authentic Mexican cuisine. By Apex Bank, a top performer amongst Tennessee community banks. By Benchmark Physical Therapy, where they'll get you back in the game. By Brooks Grocery, where you'll find your next favorite food. Also brought to you by Dr. William Bell at Chapel Hill Family Dentistry. By Clint's Air Care, your local ring dealer. By Farm Bureau Insurance, auto, life, health, and homeowners. By First Commerce Bank, your first choice for hometown banking. We're brought to you by Highway 99 Storage, now with climate control units. By J&J Automotive, your one-stop auto shop. By Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Services, serving since 1939. By Lewisburg Animal Hospital, your other family doctor. By Mack Equipment, your local Cub and Exmark dealer. And by the town of Chapel Hill, moving forward with strong tradition.
Back and forth they go here at the Rock. Senior night, and the Rockets looking to make it a memorable one. Peyton Swift, 9-yard score, gives the Rockets back the lead at 35-34. Kick from Grissom. Deep, and the Raiders will try to return it. Center of the field, 15-20. Cuts it back inside, stays on his feet, gets across the 30, out to about the 32 on the return. And again, good starting field position for the Raiders.
T-Roy, let me toss this out to you and let you dissect it for me and tell me if I'm seeing it all incorrectly. Game number 8 for the Rockets. Overall, this is the best game that the Rockets have played. What do you think?
Yes, for what you have, and I think they have played, as Ricky said, there weren't expectations placed on them tonight. They have come in and played loose.
And so and there's been games where the Rockets have blown them out, all offense. Some games where the defense had a little trouble, but I've seen them put it all together tonight.
Now Miller, once again, he'll pick up another first down. Good gain by the Raiders, and both of these teams chewing up chunks offensively.
They are, T-Roy, and it'd be real interesting to come back and see the difference when Mr. Sweeney come back with the second half stats. So when he comes back, second half stats, both teams going to have a 4 in front of them, T-Roy.
You know, maybe a little attrition taking place now. People played a lot of snaps here tonight. Up the middle, not a whole lot that time as senior Swift there. Got some help. Gain of 2, maybe 3. We'll call it now 2nd down and 7.
You got Durbin in there, my man. Durbin was also the one who helped him out that time, got in there and got.
Again, 2 seniors.
There you go. And I tell you what, hey, those were your captains who went out there, coin flip, got the game started for us.
Under 8 left here in the third, or in the fourth, as Richland trying to retake the lead. High snap. Just burrowing his way forward, gets maybe into Rocket territory, but will still be shy of the first down. Ball will be spotted down at the 49. Let's call it 3rd down and 3.
I'm not sure how we missed him back there, T-Roy. I seen some misdirection, but I don't know how the 2 Rockets did not. One of them didn't bring him down. I don't know how he ended up getting positive yards that time.
Yeah, tough down. You think about it, 2 down territory here.
You think so?
I think so.
Ooh, that's a tough one on me, T-Roy.
3rd down and 3. Snap back to Miller. Miller will get his first down. He got behind those big offensive linemen, just kind of leaned on them, and was able to pick up his first down.
We don't have to put the Raiders at hand on that. They don't have to actually make a decision. So the decision's already been made for them. First down on 3rd down, so they don't have the 4th down and have to ask themselves what they were going to do at the midfield area.
From the 45 as we're under 7 minutes to play here. Richland 1st and 10. Work from the gun. Give coming outside. Breaking a tackle, 35-30. Down the sideline, 25. Cut back inside to the 20. And finally taken down. Looks like Groenville back there. Swift also on the help, but once again, he hasn't been used a lot. Andrew Huff, number 16, but when he has and spell Workman, he's performed well.
I tell you what, it's good to know that it's coming back.
It's going to come back.
Yes, indeed. It's good. It's good to know that, T-Roy. I just let you do your job. I let you do the play-by-play, but that was coming back from the get-go. As soon as he got outside right there, the official on this sideline right here said, no, we cannot accept that.
Ooh, I'm glad he did because I was watching it downfield. Now, this is going to be a nice chunk for the Rockets. Richland now going to be forced into a situation where maybe they got to put it in the air, and they haven't done that a lot tonight. They've been pretty effective at it all season long. So it's going to be first down and 19 now.
And the Rockets said you didn't think he got all that space on the edge out there legally, do you?
Yeah, really. I'm with you.
So here we go, T-Roy. Golden opportunity for the defense, T-Roy. On the other side of the 50 again. Let's see.
Give inside, and they'll get outside 40. 35, Workman stays on his feet. 30, he'll come across the field trying to get into the end zone. 25, fights off Davis, stays on his feet. Finally taken down as he gets inside the 20. And from 1st and 19, they're back to 1st and 10, Noble.
T-Roy, he got around the edge, and all was legal that time. And once he got around the 36-yard line going in, T-Roy, his vision, T-Roy, Workman's vision, he put his head up. He seen there was one defender, and we've seen him all night cut back against the grain, and he showed some speed to be able to get around, and then he showed some power with a little stiff arm that time. But
that was a 43-yarder, Noble.
That'll flip the field for you. That's certainly 4-down territory. Now, I wasn't sure what they were going to do earlier, but I know now.
Under 6 minutes left as Richland on the move again. Miller with the direct snap. Just puts that shoulder down, lowers that shoulder, gets what he can as he gets inside the 15.
The quarterback keeper.
T-Roy.
All down at the 13, gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
You told all the listeners and all the viewers that they didn't have a good kicking game. They have some kicking woes, so it's a 1-point game. That's a 1-point game, T-Roy.
4-down territory. That's even more. It makes it even more imperative right now. If you got it down close, you're going to put it in the hands of your running backs. 2nd down and 6. Workman this time takes the snap, gets outside. He'll fight his way forward before being pushed out of bounds. He'll pick up his first down. So now 1st down and goal for Richland. And now, Noble, that time beginning to tick down as we're under 5 minutes left to play here.
He's quite a load to bring down, T-Roy. Quite a load to bring down. I have no idea what his measurements are, but I just been watching him all night, and he's been difficult to bring to the ground.
1st and goal from just outside the 5. Richland trying to retake the lead. Miller, center of the line. He lost the football. He got absolutely pounded, and the Rockets got it.
Yes, he did, T-Roy. Yes, he did, T-Roy. And I could be wrong, T-Roy, and I don't want to give credit to the wrong person. I seen about 2 or 3 blue jerseys off in there, T-Roy. I seen number 17, I seen number 54, and I seen number 2. Oh, look at here.
Well, we're going to have a penalty after the play, but there is a change of possession, Noble. That's the big thing. Miller was coming all out, Noble, and when he got hit, it was like speeding object hitting a brick wall. There was no give, and the football just squirted free. Rockets pick it up.
I wish to debate that. There was some give. He gave up the ball.
Well, he did. He gave up the ball. You're right.
He gave up the ball, T-Roy. There was some give. But I'll tell you what, T-Roy, unsportsmanlike on the Rockets. I don't know exactly what was said out there, but maybe the emotion and the moment maybe got the better of one of the fellas.
It costs you a couple of yards now. You start from basically your own 3-yard line.
I appreciate you finding the positive in the penalty.
Yeah, at least you don't get 15 out of it. Wait a minute.
Number 13.
Only thing I can figure, T-Roy, you and I was all excited, and maybe the issue was we didn't recover the ball.
I look back, that was the one thing I thought was a given. I just thought the only thing that was going on is they marked off the penalty. I look up, and Richland's got the football, and Workman scores. So we got to go back and kind of figure out what happened there.
We didn't recover the ball, which threw me off a little bit because I seen 3 blue jerseys come off the field.
Maybe that's why they got the penalty.
And I seen Coach rush them 3 blue jerseys back onto the field, and so those same 3 was on defense.
Now they'll go for 2, up 40-35. Just to give them a touchdown lead into the corner of the end zone, and that pass is caught. The 2-point conversion is good, and now the Raiders up by a score, 42-35. And I apologize, Noble, just missed that one. I thought the Rockets had the football. I was more worried about the 15-yard penalty that wasn't for the unsportsmanlike. When they line back up, I look down, and Richland has the football.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy, and Rockets thought they had it as well, and there were some blue jerseys that came off the field, and they got ushered back onto the field, and that must be a result of the unsportsmanlike is going off the field and coming back on. So, unfortunately, you and I was excited, and I apologize to the listening fans and the viewers actually getting them. Excited and thinking that we actually had the ball. I was just like the fellas.
I was too. I absolutely whiffed on that one. I'll be honest. I hate to do that, but I like to admit the mistake there. I absolutely whiffed on that one.
And I did see them kind of lining up, and it looked like the Raiders didn't take anybody off the field.
But Noble, I could swear that I saw someone get the football, and then, as you said, we saw the Raiders. You know, the Rockets had 3 or 4 guys coming off the field. You think offense is coming back on there. We're still looking down here trying to see where the ball's going to end up.
But I'll tell you what, you and I both can agree on, we did not see the official give any indication that the ball was going in a different direction.
Maybe somebody said something to the official after that. Maybe that's where the unsportsmanlike came in. Now you got to score. Down a touchdown, 42-35 as we're under 5 minutes left here. What a crazy night this has been. Short kick taken on a hop at the 35. Bryce Tankersley, the up man. He'll hang on to the football, and the Rockets will get good starting field position. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask a question here, Noble. If you score, and this is going to depend on how much time's left on the clock.
No. The answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is no, Troy. I'm going to go ahead and beat you to it. And everybody at home, I don't know if we can't poll. We can't send the poll out. We can't ask them to report in, but it's real clear. There's more people in my camp that says, hey, if you got an opportunity and you got G Square back there, you tie this thing up 42-42, and you let it play in the overtime, and you see exactly how this thing works out.
1st and 10 to the ground they go. Right up the middle. That pile just continues to push forward. And Noble, while we've got just a second, got to mention again, patchwork offensive line tonight, and they have come through beautifully.
Yes, they have, T-Roy. And also, again, some of those, in a second, T-Roy, if you'll highlight some of those young men on the front line there, because some of them may not have gotten a lot of love from you and I, but they deserve some love tonight because they running backs have had an excellent night, and we all know you got to credit the line for that.
This time, Richland gets the ball carrier about the line of scrimmage, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. That's Eli Bell, the freshman, with the carry. And Noble, as we said, Wynn getting his first start over on the left side due to the injury to Tankersley, season-ending surgery for him. Glover getting the start at center, his first start as Street out with the meniscus. Durbin, of course, has been through the wars before, but he gets the start or injured. 3/5 of your line is out tonight, and boy, they have really done well. Allen and Stoddard, they've run off that right side a little more tonight, and they've been equal to the task. Davis with the carry on 3rd down, gets outside, and he will pick up his first down. That was a tough run by Davis.
Yes, indeed. And look at him, T-Roy. You got him out there. Durbin out there leading the way. Allen out there leading the way. Gravy out there. So excellent job. And Pearson out there leading the way as well. So
that's where you got to have those guys, because that's not a play where your running back can make it on his own. There had to be a hole there, and a nice job on the corner.
And that's why I'm glad that you're sitting right next to me, T-Roy. You know their names, and they got credit due to them.
Swift running hard across the 45. He'll dive it forward out to about the 49. Just a big chunk on 1st down.
Huge drive, T-Roy. Huge drive, as you said, right off the tackle that time. Big chunk of yards ahead of schedule. And you all know how important it is on 1st down to get ahead of schedule when you come to 2nd down.
Clock continues to wind here. Raiders by a touchdown, 42-35, as we're under 3 to play. Give Davis fights his way forward. Not a lot there initially, but he will get into Raider territory. Get down to about the 49, maybe even the 48. So it'll bring up third and a much more manageable 2 long 2 short 3 here.
A lot of individual effort that time to make it manageable. Third down, T. Roy. So here's a golden opportunity right here.
You've only got one timeout, Noble, and the clock continuing to move here. 2:20.
Keep running personnel in. T. Roy is taking a lot of time to get this one off inside the tackles. It's going to be tight, T. Roy. Tight set inside the tackle, left side.
10 on the play clock as they will give hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. That one had no chance. And now you got to get back up there on 4th down. Do you take your final timeout here? This is an important play.
T. Roy, I got to tell you, I think you do take it. I think you do take it. It's 4th down. I don't know exactly from my
Your season's on the line here. You better make sure you got the right play.
I don't know what you do with one time out on defense. I'm old school,
no,
T. Roy.
I'm with you.
I don't know what you do with one time out on defense.
They're going to go for it here. 4th down. Hill rolling, looking, fires down the field, pass caught down at the 30. He could have gotten it himself, but there's your man, G Square, coming in at tight end and making another big grab.
6'1", 195-pound junior, number 4. G Square, Gavin Grissom. Yes, indeed. 2 receptions on the night. He may be the leading receiver for the night, T. Roy. 2 receptions, maybe close to 100 yards.
Keeps the drive going swift. They swing it out quickly to him. Little stutter step, gets by a couple of tacklers and makes something out of nothing there. Clock continuing to move here. It's a factor. 1:04 and ticking. 2nd down and 7. You got to get it in here.
I tell you what, T. Roy, I know you don't go to the well too often, but hey, G Squared has been open every route he's run all season. Put him back in the game, Coach.
Clock continues to move, rolling. Didn't have a receiver initially. Tries to get out of bounds, and the coaching staff wanting a horse collar, but I don't think they're going to get it.
That's the only one coach wants that, so the rest of them didn't say anything. So
hey, that clock, he didn't get out of bounds. Clock continues to move now.
No, he was in bounds.
30 seconds and counting. 3rd down here. Hill rolling, looking, passing the flat, caught Bell. Got to get out of bounds. Bell does so, picks up his 1st down. That was a great job by Bell. The sense to know I need to get out of bounds right here, give my team a little chance to regroup. Picks up his 1st down. Now they get a little chance. 14 seconds. They can take a couple of seconds to collect their thoughts here.
Take my hat off to the coaching staff for calling a high probability for Lynnville and for quarterback Ryan Hill to be successful. A little quick out for Bell running out into the flat. Out there by himself, and he used his speed to get to the sideline. Excellent
14
job.
ticks. Ball at the 11-yard line. 1st down for the Rockets. Now, before they get a playoff, Richland's going to take a timeout. Let's keep it here. We want to make sure we don't miss anything here. Is this one getting ready to come to an exciting close here? Noble, almost feel like here you can't afford to run the football. You still got a timeout, but I like what they've been doing. The safe little play calls, the flare out of the backfield, little safety valve passes, just run a receiver down the field, run a receiver into that open zone. Maybe you find somebody here, safe little pass, let them take it in.
2 things you said. 1 is a safe pass. So you got high probability, okay? High probability. And 2, incomplete pass, stops the clock, T-Roy. Stops the clock. So I like everything about it. But I'll say this one more time, T-Roy. I have no issue with running the little tight end out and running them into a flag route. So I got to tell you, T-Roy, I know Richland is probably thinking like you and I are thinking. I was thinking a little earlier. You got to catch them by surprise, T-Roy. So put the ball in space, swift, inside line.
14 seconds. He'll roll. Hill looking into the end zone. Pass incomplete. That one tightly contested. Pretty well thrown. Pearson had a shot at it, but he couldn't throw it anywhere else, could Hill. But Quick play, Noble. You still got a couple left. Time for 2 more. 8 seconds remaining.
I love the call, T-Roy. You had Pearson coming through with a little drag route in the middle of the end zone, wide open there. I mean, when I say wide open, the 86 on his chest, you could be able to see that, but he was not open.
You got to throw here. You got to throw quick here.
You have to throw, T-Roy. At second down, you got to throw twice.
8 seconds remaining. Can the Rockets get it in here? And once again, timeout will be taken by the Raiders. Once again, we're going to keep it here. Please support our fine sponsors. They help make this broadcast possible. And what a senior night this has been. Wild and woolly from the start.
T-Roy, you got 2 shots. 7 seconds. Plenty of time to get one play off, even if it's even if it's incomplete. You just need 1 second on the clock in football to snap the ball.
Every player right now, and this is where he'll, being a freshman, you trust him. You got to have that internal clock in your head. You got to know, hey, I got to get rid of this thing. If I don't have something, I got to get rid of it and give me one more shot.
Other side of that, when you say every player, not only internal clock, the internal clock is for heel. But every player needs to know whatever route you run, it needs to be in the end zone.
Yes.
It needs to be in the end zone. Don't be running routes short of the end zone.
Yeah, because even if you still got a timeout, but the thing about it is you may not be able to get that timeout before the clock expires.
I have no issue with saying anything about any officials. I'm not going to take a knock on any official. I don't think you put the pressure on the official to ask him to ask you if you got the timeout in enough time.
Look at the matchup here. They're giving Swift plenty of room as he is in a slot left. Let's take a peek as we get our camera back just a little bit there. Look at Swift here and look at all the room that they're giving him.
They are, and they telling you that he got to catch the ball in the end zone. What they telling you, run the slant route.
They'll run that way. Hill's going to tuck it and run. He gets outside, and he gets into the end zone. What do we know, Nova?
Hey, I tell you what we do know. Coach Eli Stevenson, he just flipped everything I said earlier. And T-Roy, they got 2 fingers up like Texas Longhorns, T-Roy. I tell you what, I might want to stake tonight like the Longhorns. He got the 2 up for and they did exactly what you said they would do. They going for 2. Now, here's what Coach Eli Stevenson said. He said he did the opposite of what I said earlier. Earlier, I wanted him to throw the ball on that throwaway down that was 2nd and 1. Everybody in the stadium, including you and I, thought they were going to throw the pass this time. Woo! Caught them off guard, the Raiders. And here's the thing.
Coach, I tell you what, that's intestinal fortitude right there, Noble. Because if that goes wrong, ooh, goodness.
Oh, you don't even need to put a blank behind that. You don't even need to finish that statement if that goes wrong. But I tell you what, it did not go wrong.
It's an angry mob with pitchforks, but it went exactly right.
It did not go wrong. That's one of those where the play-by-play and the color guys over there saying, no, yes. And I tell you what, Coach Eli Stevenson, go ahead. He done calmed the guys down. And look here. Look at the pause of the coach. You and I wanted him to use his timeout on that 4th down play, T-Roy. He still got the timeout. He just now used the T-Roy with 2 seconds left to play for a chance at a big upset tonight and keep the season alive.
This is playing for your season right here. 2-point conversion upcoming. 42-41. Hill rolls, looks, drops it into the back of the end zone, and it is incomplete. 2 ticks remaining now in Noble. When he went you a schedule.
Oh, man. That's tough there, bro. It's tough.
And welcome back. Sorry we didn't get the kneel down in for you there, but tough way to go for the Rockets. I mean, you have to really think about Noble. I like the call. You come out, you try to go for the win. Just didn't work out.
No, it did not, T. Roy. And think about it. It was two big calls right there towards the end. You had Ryan Hill, everybody in the stadium thinking that it was going to be a pass, and Ryan Hill, quarterback keeper, called his own number and took it to the corner of the end zone on the left side there, had everybody in the stadium fooled. Yes, indeed, Rockets went for it, T-Roy. They went for it.
Yeah, and, that's the thing that you get. I mean, you played, I think, you end up here in defeat, but you think about coming in here tonight, everybody's disappointed. Who would have thought you would have put that many points on the board? I mean, you had a patchwork team at best here tonight, and you end up with what you got here tonight. The effort on senior night, we didn't talk about it. I think there was a certain amount of I guess, pride with these guys that, hey, you know what? This is Micah's senior night too. We know that we're going to play for him. They came out here, and they really showed their mettle tonight. It was a gutsy call to try to win it. Just an unfortunate series of events there for the Rockets. They did everything you can to keep themselves in it. Give Richland credit. They battled back. They got behind early. They made plays. Workman was fantastic tonight. Now for the Rockets, you're looking at the first time in a long time you're not going to make the playoffs. Next 2 weeks are going to be, I think, more of like what we saw tonight. I think they're going to come out. They're going to play loose. I hate to say it, you play like you don't have anything to play for. Well, technically you don't as far as the playoffs go, but you begin to build for next year here in these last couple of games. You're going to find some guys that maybe haven't played an awful lot that got some chances tonight that maybe you give them a little bit more of an audition here in the next couple of weeks to kind of see where you end up. Ricky Sweeney, let you move in here real quick. And
Troy, while Ricky's coming, I want to be real clear also. I got to take my hat off, gentlemen. I got to take my hat off to the coaching staff. I got to make sure that the coaching staff get a little credit for the game plan they put together tonight. My man, I tell you, the touchdowns, the high-powered offense, changing things up, giving us some different looks. I got to tell you, and I tell you, T-Roy, Mr. Ricky Sweeney right here going to tell us exactly what I told you during the broadcast. We would probably hear.
High-powered exactly, Noble. Rockets rushed it 46 times, 315 on the ground, 6 of 13, 2 interceptions for 150 through the air, 465 tonight, total offense. Great showing of Rocket offense tonight, 465. Richland, ball control offense for them, 55 rushes for 412 yards, only 2 of 6 passing for 23 yards, 435 total for Richland. Good offensive output for them as well. Individually for you Rockets, Ryan Hill, 8 carries, 44 yards, had a couple of touchdowns. Tatum Swift, 13 for 111. He had a couple of touchdowns for the Rockets. Liam Bell, 12 carries for 64 yards. Eli Bell, 8 carries for 55. And Chris Davis, 5 carries for 41. Pass catching for the Rockets tonight. You're going to like this.
I told you, T-Roy, I was going to like it.
You're going to like it.
I'm going to love it.
Gavin Grissom, G-squared, 2 catches for 57 yards.
Yes, sir.
Chris Davis, 1 for 34 and a touchdown. Tatum Swift, 2 for 46. One of those was a 40-yard touchdown. That was a pretty play. And Liam Bell, 1 for 13. Individually for Richland, Daniel Hewitt, 4 for 25. Trevor Meadows, 1 for 13. And here's your man right here, Ethan Workman, 25 carries for 194 yards, touchdowns all over the place. He had one of 17, one of 1, 4, and 3. Great job of running the ball tonight. Ethan Workman. Bryce Miller just as equally as good on the ground. 15 carries, 133 yards. He had 2 long touchdown runs, one of 31, one of 59. And Andrew Huff, 8 carries for 47 yards. They spread it around really well, and they win a close one here tonight as the Rockets gut it out but come just a little bit short, 42-41.
Now, if you're a Rocket fan right now, you become a Loretta fan tonight. Of course, they take care of Cascade. They beat Cascade 23-13. Only chance you have right now, if you're the Rockets, of getting into the playoffs, you have to be a Summertown fan. Cascade goes to Summertown for their final region contest of the year. If Summertown is able to defeat Cascade and the Rockets are able to beat Mount Pleasant, you get into playoffs. Other than that, that's the only scenario that you can get in. You still got a shot. Not much of one, but you still got a shot. Richland, meanwhile, they are going to battle now with Loretta. Both of those teams moved to 3-1 in district play. Mount Pleasant, they're a game behind them. Mount Pleasant wins over Summertown 34-7 tonight. Then Cascade falls to 1-3 in region play. Forrest falls to 1-3 in region play. Remember, Cascade holds the tiebreaker over the Rockets, and then Summertown drops to 0-4. So a slim hope still remains, but more than likely Rockets are going to miss the playoffs for the first time in a while. But tonight's effort, you can't be embarrassed. You can't be anything other than complimentary of the effort that these young men came out here shorthanded. Hadn't played, a lot of these guys hadn't played a lot, but they really came out and gave what we wanted to see. A gutty effort here on senior night, and really, played well.
I have nothing but positive things to say about everything I've seen tonight, Mr. Sweeney.
Great game. I hope you folks saw the same game we saw, and exciting. I thought whoever had the ball last was going to win, but Rockets fall just short on that 2-point conversion.
Remember, do have a short week. Once again, it will not be our regular Friday night broadcast. It will be a Thursday night matchup as we will head to East Robertson. Indians really good this year. Still got a lot of Groves returning there. They'll be on full display as the Rockets will try to end this season on a positive note. They'll go on the road for the last 2 games of the year. First of all, this coming Thursday night, and then it will be the next Friday in Mount Pleasant to close out the season. Fellas, final thoughts.
I'll tell you what, something I looked at earlier, Rockets do well on the road, gentlemen. Got a good road record. I know it's a steep hill, but they got a good road record. And what I seen tonight, I enjoyed what I seen tonight immensely. I was impressed with that. So that's what I'm looking for, seeing something like this tonight, seeing that in the final 2 games. And I'll take whatever the results are.
Make the playoffs or not, I like our little freshman quarterback, Ryan Hill. Boy, he's gutsy. Gutsy little fellow. Look forward to seeing him 3 more years.
They got some playmakers in those younger classes, man. Just you hope they continue to grow, and you like what you saw tonight. These guys came out, played inspired football, and did a lot of things differently tonight. Guys playing in different positions just by necessity, but they stepped up and played well. Just an outstanding effort here tonight. They come up short against Richland Raiders, win this one 42-41, drop the Rockets to 3-5. Meanwhile, Richland having their best season in a while. They moved to 6-2. They're now 3-1 in region play. Fellas, been a fun one here tonight. Didn't turn out exactly like we would have liked for it to, but definitely Rockets make these fans proud with the effort that they turn in here tonight. Again, do want to remind you, don't tune in next Friday, tune in next Thursday. Pre-game beginning at 6 o'clock. Your kickoff at 7 from East Robertson High School. Until then, for Noble Mays and Ricky Sweeney, this is Troy Cash, and have yourselves a great night, everyone.